I hope all of you guys are ready for tonight's Taco Tuesday. It's going to be a great show. So kick off your shoes, relax, and get that hot cocoa ready because it is now time for Taco Tuesday. Um, Boy, that wasn't very dramatic when I couldn't find the intro. Oh, here it is. That's the end. Whoops. Wrong one. All right. Serious this time, though. Serious. Here we go.
Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Look out, world, get out of my way. Can't keep me from Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. That's my good news day. You never know what Hebrew will say. Let's all meet Taco Tuesday. Time to be kind, inspire your mind. You never know what Sergi will find. A welcome break from the daily grind. Taco Tuesday, that's my good news day. Look out, world, can't keep us away. Call in if you got something to say. Let's all meet Taco Tuesday.
I actually forgot to take out the music. I got sued for this last time.
Oh man, you're probably still paying off the old one.
Whoops. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. I'm your good friend and host with the most that's sitting here with Sagittarically speaking. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. And yeah, Saggy, you know you're correct. I am paying off the last one. How did you know?
Well, because you said you got sued, and I figured, those are a lot of tacos.
Yes. Yeah, you're right, man. I'll tell you what.
Tacos aren't cheap anymore, man. You used to get one for 69 cents, but yeah, you're lucky if you can get, I don't know, one for less than $2.
I'll tell you what, man. I feel like I just got back from Crazy Town. I feel like I've been in Crazy Town for about the last 3 days now.
You know what? We've all been there, my friend. I've got frequent flyer miles stepped in my passport to say Crazy Town quite often.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. All right. I've taken trips across the street. I've taken trips to the neighbor's house, which by neighbors I mean the Flat Earthersville. I've taken trips to Mud Floodsville, and I've even taken trips to Christianville. And I gotta say, I am so glad to be out of, I don't know if I even want to say it, so I won't, but I'm glad to be out of that one place because I am so much comfortable here at home in Mandela land. This is my home. This is where I put up my fence and my castle. This is what I call home. I like to stay in this little box, and I don't like to stray outside of it too much.
It's the world is a big scary place, isn't it, my friend?
Oh man, I'm telling you, there's some weirdos out there. There's some weirdos. Oh my god. The thing I don't understand is, if you're going to fight for a cause, why is it that everyone that's in that cause fights against each other instead of fighting the actual cause?
That's a very good question. And you know what? It's not just it don't even matter which community you look at. If you look at even our own community to some degree, and it exists, the flat earthers, the mud flood, the Tartarian, the New Agers, the light workers, the mechanic shop guys, any of them. You know what I'm saying? They get to a certain level, and they get their ego comes into play. I think that's what it is, man. And that need for validation and self-importance and superiority and to be the better of it gets a little cutthroat at a certain level, and everybody's trying to get a leg up on the next guy. I think that's what it is, my friend.
Everybody likes to have their ego stroked.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think if you're going to put on a show and you're going to do a show, I think you can get by with that without so much profanity. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of profanity, I'm good with. Hey, I use some profanity in the show, but it loses its effectiveness if you're saying it every other word. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I know specifically what you're referring to. Are we going to keep the conversation vague, or are we getting specific?
No, just vague.
Okay. Well, have you ever seen the movie The Exorcist?
Yeah. Way to keep it vague there, pal. Okay, well, I think everybody knows what we're talking about. But we'll still keep talking in code. That's fine.
All right. Well, I think I saw what would be like a great, like whatever movie they're on, the next one, well, I don't even know if there was a 6 or 5, or I don't know what they're on now, but
I think 4. But
because that, I'm telling you, there was some parts there where I actually felt like I saw like something come out, something scary. You know what I mean? It gave me chills and everything.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I mean, it was crazy. I'm just, I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, then you don't.
Here's the thing, Saji. Here's the thing.
All right.
I don't know. You can agree or you can disagree with this statement I'm about to say, but
all right.
I think that people who use like an over excessive amount of profanity, they don't have that much of an imagination. And I think it's because they don't really know, like they don't have a variety, like a large field of what do you call it? Not volume.
Vocabulary?
Vocabulary. Yeah, there you go. Listen to me talk.
Well, you that's what you got me for. Like you're like I'm like a Rolodex, for that missing word, that missing link, that missing chain. Now, sometimes I just come up with something, clever that I think might fit, but I don't always.
That's it right there. You get, they're missing that cleverness. They're missing that artistic ability to express themselves. Like anybody, like even a baby can swear. They can use swear words. But it takes a real mind to come up with clever alternatives.
An articulated rebuttal. It would be what I think might be the word you're looking for.
Well, here's the thing.
There's a difference, though it's subtle, like cleanly shaven or a stubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But let me give you an example.
Okay.
Like I can come into my house and see like a dog shitting on my living room carpet and some guy in the tutu dancing to the tune of Chandelier. That song Chandelier.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I could just as easily, as soon as I walk into my house, I could go, what the fuck is going on in here?
Oh, yeah.
Or
but if you're just going for a dramatic effect, though, you would have aced it. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Or I could be creative.
Yes.
I could be creative instead and come in and say,
if there is ever an opportunity for creative, this would be it. So what creative, how would you approach it?
If you go into crazy, say something crazy like, what in the name of Blackbeard's glass eye is going on in here?
Exactly. And then what would be a real shame is after you said that, you looked around and there was no one in the room to hear it.
I know. Oh, yeah. But come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Man.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, it wouldn't hit as hard. Like it wouldn't hammer the point hard as like the F word would. But hey, at least I was being creative.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there is a time and a place for a cuss word once in a while, if that's something that you don't normally do, because it can be used to express the gravity of the moment.
Well,
like say you're about to drive off of a cliff and you just now realize.
Yeah, no, I probably would use profanity.
Yeah, you realize the airplane is going to crash.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to start making jokes about Blackbeard's eye at that exact moment.
No, I don't think so. You might, you definitely would not do that. You especially would not say, what in the name of Christopher Columbus's left hand pin is going, you wouldn't say any crazy
no,
shit like that.
You and the other people on the plane wouldn't appreciate it much either.
No, I don't think no.
I always thought it would be funny to try to calm everybody down by pretending telling them that they're on candid camera, that it's just a big prank.
Hold on 1 second here. I do have to make a serious announcement real quick.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Something I was just reading in the chat. CJ Wood says, I'm going off chat, but I'm still listening. She seems to say that a lot, by the way. My cat is sick and had a seizure. Jeez, I'm sorry, CJ.
Oh man.
And yeah, she sent me Christmas songs, but I'm saving those for the Christmas special, CJ. We're doing a Christmas special on Shifty Sunday. So I am sorry that your cat is sick, though. I do hope that your cat gets better. Thank you. Well, that was the end of my speech.
Oh, okay. Well, no. I just always thought it would be funny, like in a dire situation, to try to convince everybody that it's just a prank. They're like on candid camera or something. But I'm not sure how long I would be able to be convincing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, speaking of a prank, you know what I thought would be funny?
What would be funny?
If we brought on Keith's dad for real.
I think that would be pretty funny. Too bad. Oh, wait, is he here?
Oh, wait. Oh, there he is right there. Speaking of a very funny guy, here's Keith's dad. Woo!
Here comes the general. Rise up. No, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm trying new things.
I can't remove my cap, sir. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Well, I am indoors, though. I guess I should. My cap, my cap. No, never mind. All right. How you doing, Mr. Keith's dad?
How you guys doing?
We're doing good. You looking good here tonight with your flannel robe on there. I almost said jumpsuit. I don't know why.
Not gonna lie, this is totally what I look like in real life. If I was to turn my camera on, you would see me in a red robe, plaid right now. It is what I'm wearing.
Yeah, you look like you're really looking real form, like you've been doing a lot of axe swinging and picking and stuff.
Yeah,
I will say I haven't been able to really stream lately at all. I've been so, Christmas. I mentioned it in chat. I've been working so hard, like just to buy the most pointless things, the most useless things.
Well, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Well, it's one day to make my kids happy. That's what it's for.
Yes. And what are the age ranges again?
They are 8, 6, and 2.
Yes, my wife when my kids were like 5 and the other one, I guess 7 and 5. My wife actually had a part-time job at Toys R Us through the holiday season to get extra money, and also she got a Toys R Us discount. It was a win-win, right? And we came up with the expression of calling it floor plastic. All that stuff that you buy for kids that age, it just turns into plastic, random floor plastic.
Yeah, I mean, I got like bins upon bins of toys from Christmases long ago. You know,
yeah.
I mean, even this year we decided to not do that kind of stuff this year. So like, I make sure some doors are closed here. But like, we got my son who's 8. We got him a phone, but he's not going to have any service. It's just for him to like watch videos and stuff. I don't know. He wanted a phone instead of a tablet. Whatever, and then my daughter got a karaoke machine, or she will.
Right. No, well, you know, I think if there's like if you put a WhatsApp or Messenger or something like that on there, you can still give him a phone number, and then you would if only you had it, you could still call his phone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We may end up putting service on it sometime later. Not that to make phone calls, just for him to use the internet.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. The
whole point of it is to when you leave, like when you leave the house, when you're in the car, give them something to do while they're in the car.
Mm-hmm. What would be one of the most obscure gifts that you bought this year when you were picking it up, and you know that it's something that you know that they were really going to like, but you couldn't have ever in imagined years thought this would be the trending toy?
A trending toy?
Or thing or whatever, you know, that weird obscure thing that you don't like. It's trending right now and popular, but in a million years you never would have thought of it.
Probably anything related to Among Us.
Oh yeah, I agree. It seems like it's unbelievably hyped, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's really every there's usually a game that, because I only play Minecraft. So that's the game that's it. That's all I play. But every once in a while, a game comes along where all the Minecraft players move to that game for a little bit. And that's the current one, is Among Us. We also had at one point, Don't Starve Together was one that popped up. And Terraria at one point was a game that popped up where everyone kind of left the Minecraft realm, but they all come back.
And I've even seen live streamers that don't normally do Among Us, or I'm sorry, games, like live stream games, get with a group of their fellow like reaction video guys, getting with other reaction video guys and playing Among Us and live streaming on all their channels. So just to get views, because it's so popular, people will watch anybody play Among Us.
I do enjoy. I've watched a couple of the videos. Actually, one of my favorites is I think her name's Sweet Anita. Have you heard of her?
I think so, maybe. And it is one of those games where it's fun just to watch other people play it.
It is. She's got Tourette's, so watching her play and like give away that she's the bad guy is hilarious.
I bet that is, because she has the hardest time with like keeping herself anonymous, like since you don't give herself away.
Yeah. She'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm not the imposter. And she goes, and then all of a sudden she'll be like, I'll kill you next. And it's like, oh yeah. But no, I've watched a bunch of it. I've watched some of my friends play it. It's a pretty fun game. But yeah, it's just a fad.
Yeah. Did you ever live stream it actually on your channel? Did you ever play it and live stream it?
No.
Okay.
I won't play it. I won't live stream it. I mean, I can't even play Minecraft. I'm not going to play anything else right now. You know, I did try Don't Starve Together back in the day. Like that was like past last February. I streamed a few Don't Starve Togethers, but it just doesn't have the retention that I wanted, so I stopped playing it.
Understood. All right, Hebrew, where you at? Are you still with us? You got awfully quiet back there.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, it sounded like Keith's dad mentioned 2 movies a while ago. Like, they would make some awesome movies. The first one, or the last one, I can't remember the first one. But the last one,
Among Us. Remember, that's the game.
No. I'm not talking about the game.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm talking about, I said the last thing he said was, they will come back. They always come back.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So
they do. They. I mean, it's so.
That would be a great movie. They always come back.
All right, or just something said by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. But no, there was another great title that you mentioned earlier that I was going to say something about, but said you just kept pulling out questions.
Oh yeah, sometimes I get on a roll like that. The thing about Minecraft, I think, though, is that you build. Yeah, yeah, you build. You invest so much into it. Like the more you play it, the more you have vested. So it's hard to just permanently walk away from it because you know that what if you've already got 6 months, a year, or whatever under your belt, there's a lot that you've gotten like invested in that. You've created a lot in that amount of time. Not that where other games, all you're really going to do is more of the same. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes absolute sense. I've had to, on the server that I run, we do restart the game from scratch about every 6 months to a year. We do restart it once things just become, at one point people start to lose interest. And so we need a reboot to kind of restart it to bring everyone back in. And so we do that. And so everything that you build tends to, you have to understand that it kind of just goes away after a while. It just, so
is that a hard time, a hard decision? Like, do you procrastinate that or do sometimes you actually look forward to a fresh start?
Both. We do. Everyone does look forward to a fresh start. The fresh start is pretty awesome because it allows everyone to change tactics, to try something new. One of the things on my server is we tend to, if for instance you have a kind of electricity type of thing inside Minecraft called redstone, and some people aren't very good at it, and so some people that's what they'll do one season is they'll focus on, doing this, making little contraptions. Lately I'm not a very good builder. I mean, come on guys. We know I'm not a very good builder. The Castle Grayskull could totally have been 10 times better, but I try to do it. I make an attempt to build that kind of stuff because it's not usually my go-to thing to do.
So what would that be? What is your strength or your go-to thing?
Farming, making. I say farms, but we're not talking about like just growing plants. But it's the automation in Minecraft. There's ways to automate the collection of certain items, and that's where I tend to excel the most at is just automation. But this season I took a bit of a challenge. We went underwater. You saw that I'm pretty much all underwater this season. And they added a few items that are now able to be underwater that weren't initially able to be underwater. And so I'm trying to build farms underwater that like Michael Fontaine, that pickle farm that I made is it's initially supposed to be above water, but because now train tracks, rails can be underwater, I was able to make it underwater. So it was kind of a challenge for me to create that underwater. Everything I'm doing right now is basically underwater, just because it's a bit of a challenge. I hate to talk too much about it. I will say you were talking about swearing earlier, and the problem is that it's okay to swear when you're if you're trying to convey seriousness, like when it's dire need to convey a seriousness, I swear. However, if you're trying to convey that every 5 seconds, it loses its value.
Exactly. Yep. Yes. You're basically just said the same thing we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did say that, I thought. But I said it, but he said it differently than I said it, but just in a better way.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry for doing that.
No, but it's cool.
How dare you do things better?
What the heck's the matter with you? I crack me up. No, but man, no, if you're gonna swear, you gotta do it satirically,
Yes.
Yes. Sagittarically.
Yeah. By the way, I Googled Sagittarically, and that's not a real word.
No, I made it up. It's a play off of everybody tells me that. But you know what? If you do Google the word Sagittarically, you will find a link to one of Hebro and I's live streams.
Really?
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like I think it's your birthday bash that pulls up at the top. Because that's one of your highest viewed ones.
You know what's kind of cool? What I found out when we first met Keith's dad and he first did the stream for us, I wanted to look up his channel and see where it was and get on there and check out his gaming channel and shit. And you know, all I did, I swear to you, I'm not lying. All I did was type in Keith's dad in YouTube Google search. Well, and YouTube search, you know, the search engine. And boom, there it was. He was at the very top.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's saying something. You got clout, man. You got clout.
If you Google Keith's dad, I come up.
Really?
Now, do you ever get random people named Keith looking for their dad call you?
No, and maybe I take it back. If you Google Keith's dad, it doesn't come up. That's not dope. It doesn't. I thought it did.
This is the Tucson Police Department. We got Keith here. This Keith's dad. No, that's not me. It happens all the time.
That's what all right. Keith's dad.
What's funny is this weekend my son I did put my son on streaming, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, he was the one streaming. He was playing some smaller Minecraft games, kind of more. They're honestly more entertaining. And there were people in chat like, wait, who's this? Even though the description said the real Keith, and it's like, where's Keith? Keith, we can't hear you. Your mic's broken. There's another one that I saw, and it's like they don't realize that like after a while, the name Keith's dad just becomes my name. They don't realize that I'm named Keith's dad because I have a son named Keith. You know?
Yeah, they don't realize that you're a real person with you're not just an internet avatar.
Right.
That threw them off. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They become like a goldfish, you know, when you what's this? Huh? What?
What's this? But I heard if you don't mind me what's the word when you link one conversation with another? You know what I'm talking about? To move into something we talked about back in the green room.
A segue.
A segue. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Saji. Saji, you said you had a list of toys from like
gifts.
Gifts. A list of gifts. I am actually incredibly interested to hear what this list of gifts is.
Yes.
When you said he had a list, I thought you were talking about his shit list. He's on plenty of those. Let me tell you.
I don't want to be on that list either.
No, I said he's on.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I will not confirm nor deny such list even exists.
Thank you, Lorraine.
You know what I always say? It's better it's better to be on a shit list than on a hit list. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. I can see how that would be true.
Yeah, but isn't a shit list just one step away from the hit list? Like,
yeah,
true.
They're like they go hand in hand, so to speak. But never mind.
Hand in hand. Okay. We should play a little thing here where we do Mandela family in real life. All right. I'll be like,
somebody else interrupting my Minecraft. All right. Who is it?
It's me, Hebro.
He's not going to answer, Hebro.
Oh, all right. Well, dang, my coffee's out. All right, let me get the door. Hey, Hebro. Oh, hey, Saji. What can I do?
Hey, Keith's dad. What's up? Do you have any coffee?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not in my cup right now, but I'm sure I could go make some.
Oh man, I can't believe you don't have any coffee. You always have coffee, Keith's dad. What's going on? Did we just come at that exact moment when you had no coffee?
Well, I was just about to go get some, and then I mean, somebody just had to knock on my door.
Oh man, yeah. What are you doing here? What are you playing? You playing Minecraft?
I mean, yeah, of course I am. And, well, I was playing. I was see on the computer. I'm here playing Minecraft, but if you look over to the TV, I'm playing old videos of us.
Oh.
But I gotta listen to something in the background.
Well, don't you think that's kind of weird playing old videos of us hanging out? I mean, I don't know, man.
You're not doing the voice. You're not doing the voice.
Oh, sorry. I can't do my voice as good as I do my own voice.
I don't think I have a real voice yet. I don't have. I'm not fleshed out perfectly enough, so I could just make up whatever I want. We could talk like this going forward.
Okay. Oh shit! There's a portal.
Oh, great! Another portal. Great plot line there, Hebro.
Another portal.
Oh man, that would be great someday if we actually had enough time to get all you guys over, and I could give you email you a script or something.
Oh yeah. Oh, I totally love it.
But anyway, I do believe I got sidetracked. I got what we call in the industry, I got squirreled.
Squirreled?
Yeah, when you see a squirrel and you get easily distracted.
Well, what do you mean easily distracted?
What do you mean? What do I mean easily distracted?
Well, what I mean is, why were you so distracted?
Well, what do you mean? What do you? Oh, yeah.
I'm just going through the portal. See you guys.
Oh man! I mean, oh man! Steve's dad just went through the portal, Saji.
I didn't realize we were still in this episode. I'm coming. Hold on.
I will say, if we go through this portal and I find that it's a recreation of some somewhat good 80s movie, that if I'm in a recreation of E.T. using characters from Voltron, then I'm out.
Well, I don't have the E.T. figures, okay? So
I think that was just an example. He's saying he has standards, bro.
Oh, okay.
No, I sat and watched 40 I think your video on the recreation of the Gremlins movie was longer than the actual Gremlins movie.
Actually, you know what? I think or darn close to the exact same running time.
It is pretty close. I think the original movie was 2 hours and hold on, let me look it up. Gremlins running time. Well, okay, you guys got me there. It's 1 hour and 46 minutes.
I sat there. I was like, at first I wasn't quite sure what I was watching. I was like, oh, he's doing a little mini, a summary of the Gremlins using the sticker things. I forget what they're called. Color
forms, yeah.
Color forms, yeah. And so I started watching it, and I think I was like 20 minutes in before I realized this was the exact movie. We're going through every scene of the movie.
Well, not exactly. I mean, I added
No, you definitely it was definitely transformative, Hebrew. I'll give you that. It was absolutely amazing. If I didn't have to go, I mean, with kids around, I cannot sit down for 2 hours to watch it. But I mean, I got a good 40 minutes, and I think it was hilarious. You even brought Saji in. Wasn't Saji like the friend or something?
No, that was his friend. That his friend was in the movie. But I'll tell you what I did do there. I'll tell you what I did, and I think a lot of people missed it. Is I had him call Corey Feldman by his real name. He's like, quit being a douchebag, Corey. Come over here. And then Corey was like, what did you call me? And he's like, nothing.
Corey Feldman, I think, is a lost art on people today. There was a music video. Katy Perry put out a music video. TGIF. You heard of that song? Katy Perry's TGIF.
No, I don't think so.
Well, there's a music video with Katy Perry, TGIF, and in the video, Katy Perry is kind of like this nerd, and next door there's a party going on, and the party ends up coming to her house, and she transforms. Basically your basic '80s movie of the girl transforming into being very pretty and stuff like that, and then her parents come home the next morning, right? And you find out that the parents are the '80s superstars, Corey Feldman and I forget the other girl's name, and Katy Perry as the kid is trying to describe, like what was going on and how the parents don't understand, they don't understand that it was Friday, and the parents just turn to her and they say like, kitten, we invented Friday night. And I was like, that is so lost. The fact that they're saying that, heck, even mentions like, what are all these lost boys doing here? And I'm like, he was in that. He's mentioning a movie he was in. I'm like, kids today, they have no idea what he's talking about.
No. Yep. I do think that's great though, that like when you watch a cartoon like Archer or Bob's Burgers or one of those, and they do our Family Guy for a good example. They mention a lot. They have a lot of throwbacks to the 80s and the 70s and the 90s.
Yes, they do.
That is lost on today's youth. It really is. Like there was some stuff in Family Guy where I had to rewind it and listen to it. I'm like, where did that come from? Wait a minute. Did I miss something here? There's a lot of obscure references on those shows.
I think we talked about Family Guy before because Family Guy, it's got so many, like I'm from Rhode Island. And so there are so many Rhode Island references in there. That's absolutely insane. Like them being in Rhode Island, when you look at their house, behind the house, you see the city, right? And it's Providence. And anybody from Rhode Island can recognize the outline of Providence. Like those are the buildings in Providence. The fact that they come from the town of Quahog and it's a big clam is absolutely hilarious because that's what you eat in Rhode Island. I don't know why, but that's the delicacy is Quahogs. They have tons of jokes, when it comes to Rhode Island. It's hard to think about the little subtlety things that they put in it. They even speak with the accents horribly, but they do pull out the accent.
Oh yeah.
Would you say the bartender does it the most?
Well, he's got more of a Boston accent, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
He for some, when everyone calls it the New England accent, but if you've lived in New England, there's very subtle differences between the accents. You have a Boston accent, and then Rhode Island has actually got more of a New York type of accent to it. And then heck, even in Rhode Island, there's one town, I don't know why, but there's one town called Cranston, and everybody there has their own unique accent where it's Cranston. It's that
Cranston, huh?
Cranston. Yeah. Oh, So yeah, you recognize.
It's funny how weird how quickly like a New York accent kind of, if you just put like you take a frequency bender knob and you add twang, it becomes like Appalachian accent. I mean, it's almost the same, but it's not. And it's like, and then if you turn another dial and you add Southern, it's a Southern accent, but there's still a lot of the New York accent in the Southern accent. I don't know. It's just kind of weird when you really sit and think about it. I never really noticed that before.
When I moved down south for the first time, I moved down with like just my truck, so anything I could pack in the truck. So by the time I moved into my own place, I had to make calls to fill the place up. So I had to use Craigslist a lot back when Craigslist was very useful, and I had to actually give the phone over to my girlfriend because I couldn't understand anybody talking in the South over the phone. Not at all. Like they were speaking a whole nother language, or it was just all jumbled together where I couldn't understand a dang thing.
Well, Hebrew, do you want to bust out this gift list and check out some of these crazy things?
Oh, we totally squirreled again.
Yeah.
We should.
Man, we're good for that, man. We are so good for that. Did you see the comments we got? We got some positive feedback.
What do you mean?
Well, we got a whole bunch of LOLs earlier, and this is good from Lorraine Lamore. Affected by Grace said, "Hey guys, thought I'd come over here instead of the other live show going on right now. Those guys are boring."
Hey,
we might be a lot of things, but boring isn't one of them.
I wonder what other guys they could be talking about. Scarabeetle.
That was real subtle.
No.
Well, we are. Yeah. Well, what's that?
You know what I told Dan? I was talking to him last night because we were watching a certain video, but and he was like, "Oh man, I totally missed Mandela Monday." I'm like, "Well, you can still do it. Go ahead." He's like, "No, I'll do Twisted Tuesday." And I go, "It's funny you should say that, Dan, because I asked Fizzy, I says, hey, are you guys going live tonight? It's Mandela Monday." She's like, yeah, we're going live. I have to go prep or whatever. And I was like, good, because if Dan does a Twisted Tuesday on Tuesday, I'm twisting something to his,
Oh, okay.
And I told Dan this. I told him to his face.
Okay, yeah.
But no.
You all right over there, man? You okay?
I crack myself up, man. But hey,
yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. So
we have no problem with Dan doing Talk Twisted Tuesday because you know what, we're our own thing over here, man.
Oh, I know.
We're our own thing, and people are welcome to come and go as they please. So we're having lots of fun over here, that's for sure.
Well, can't you tell from my laughter, my dulcet tones of laughter?
Oh, yes, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell quite nicely. You're a cheerful belly laugh, as I like to call it.
I do have, if I was a mall Santa, I think I would be a pretty good one.
I think you would be.
I mean, mall Santa. I actually, because we considered going to a mall Santa this year, and I don't think we're going to because I've been watching a bunch of pictures come in from mall Santas, and Santa's like in like a glass box now.
Yeah.
And I knew you were going to say something like that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe like he's going to be in a plastic bubble.
Yeah, he is. I think that's what they're doing with him.
A body condom.
Body condom. Every time I think about that body condom stuff, I think about the Naked Gun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably pass on Santa this year too. I mean, as if kids aren't traumatized enough by normal Santa.
Right.
I know, right? Santa with a mask on. I can't see his rosy cheeks.
Come on, kids, we're going to go see COVID Santa.
I mean, Santa's supposed to be magical. You think kids are going to be like, wait, COVID can defeat magic? Holy smokes.
Santa in the box. It's new and approved. Santa in the box.
Santa in a box. You know, it's almost like it's almost like a joke, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes it so funny and sad at the same time.
Yeah. Like, who would have ever thought back in 2019 we would be talking about Santa in the box? You know.
and that you would know what I mean when I say that. You wouldn't even have to go. You wouldn't even have to go. What do you mean, Santa in a box?
No. No.
I mean, seriously, bro. If you just go Google Santa 2020 and look at the pictures.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that right now.
Yeah, I would know what you meant, and I would be totally not even questioning it.
You would be like, dude, you went to see Santa in a box?
I mean, I have it open here.
Hold on 1 second.
No, Keith, you're going to make me miss my favorite part of the show. Now stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, he's got it right there.
See, there you go, Keith. You done ruined it.
What part of the show are we going to?
My favorite part of the show is when waiting for Hebrew to figure out how to share screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at this. He's behind a glass.
All right.
Oh, man.
Wait. Here we go. He's literally in a bubble. Santa's in a bubble.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
He looks like Spock at the end of Star Trek 2. The needs of the mini.
I mean, this is even ornaments.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, even the ornaments.
I know.
Oh man, no.
This is awful. This is this is what I'm expecting. Look at this. Here's your picture of your kids. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, right?
No. It's like a Santa zoo, you know.
It is. It's like a Santa zoo.
A Santa petting zoo.
Yeah. Well, no petting, no petting.
Well, yeah, no petting. Yeah, I didn't really think that one through, did I?
No.
I mean, that's kind of creative, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give them at least some points for that one.
If they did like a reindeer sleigh type thing and had the kids in the back of the sleigh, that would be 6 feet.
And they wouldn't even need Santa. They could just use a plastic Rudolph.
This is so terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, good golly. Sit the best.
Wait, show that one with Fauci again.
Santa Claus is immune to COVID-19, Fauci says.
It looks like he's sitting in the confessional.
Yeah, it does. It does, like to confess some sins.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here's what Santa's doing this year.
Man. That is sad.
A Santa zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, look, even the I mean, it's a guide to go visit Santa, and they're all wearing.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
Did they have to put it on the pictures even?
I know.
Yeah, you know why though? It's because Yeah, it's because the people might think that way they know Santa will have a mask on, so they don't have to worry about if it's a safe or not.
Is he behind glass and wearing a mask? Is it?
No, wait. I don't.
I think he
I think,
is.
yeah, he's wearing a plastic visor.
Yeah,
really?
and he's behind glass.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think we'll skip on seeing Santa this year.
Oh, that's so terrible. All right, that's cute. Look at that. That's cute. I could do that.
That works. Yeah.
At least it makes for But if it was just one child sitting there and not the three, it would just look awkward.
It would look awkward. One child, like the little girl here. Wait, can we get this? Hold on. I can't. Oh, that's the biggest it gets. But holy smokes, that little girl looks so.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it was you had kids and it was their first time? I mean, for some of those, it is. You know, their first time seeing Santa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember my son was freaked out with the first time he sat on Santa's lap. We went ahead and picked him right back up because he wasn't having it.
He needs one of those prison phones.
One of the prison phones. Yeah, apparently in this one, look, he's in a little bubble, and he's like, "What was that you wanted, son? You wanted to be disease free? What?"
Well, you know what? At least he's not telling him he can't have a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, with all this is what you're gonna ask Santa for is like a pony. Santa, I want a pony this year.
It's not like you can really whisper it in his ear. Everybody's gonna hear you.
I mean, why? So what's like? Why the mask? I mean, shouldn't the mustache beard usually be? Can't that be the mask itself? Is there Santa's wearing a beard, like a big beard and a mask like this? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I think like it's kind of funny because like people are wearing T-shirts like Scarab said one night. He said all he did was take an old T-shirt and kind of altered it a little bit and put it on for his classes, and that was acceptable. So if an old T-shirt can be acceptable, why can't Santa's beard?
Yeah,
like, unless you have a real beard like this guy here.
Yeah, unless you have a real beard. Yeah. I don't see any fake beards. All these pictures are like they legit look like real beards.
Oh, you know what? There's a little video I want to play here after you get done with this of a guy. Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm done. We can.
Oh yeah. Here's actually some good news. Now this could have been last year. I don't know what this was, but there was actually a little girl and her mother. They were going shopping at Walmart, and they came across some random guy, and he looked exactly like Santa Claus. And I mean, he had a red shirt on and everything. And I think it's a pretty heartwarming video. I don't use the word cute too often, but I would even say it was cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys. See what I did there? I said "use guys." Anyway, here we go. Like somebody else.
The two Utes.
The two Utes. Me when I was back in my Ute. Anyway, here we go. And this kind of ties into what Saggy's wanting to share with us. We'll save Saggy's for right after this one. Let's see here. Where did I send that, Saggy? I know I sent something to Shifty Sunday. Let's see.
Are you talking about? Okay, here I'll send it there right now.
No, not. No, wait, no. I think I sent it to Armor. Let's see. Let's see here. Wait, do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, no. No, well, no, not you.
That's okay.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
I just wanted to be part of this.
Hey, you are. You're a big part of it, man. Whether you realize it or not. But no, seriously. Hey, thanks for sharing those pictures, by the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're still probably going to go at least check out Santa. I don't know if we'll be getting pictures for him this year, though.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't really be worth it. I mean,
I don't want to picture with Santa wearing a mask. Sorry,
right.
That's not a memory I want to keep.
Right. Unless it was, unless they did something like they did in some of those where he wasn't wearing a mask, but they were sitting 6 feet apart from him. I don't know.
Santa don't want to touch you.
I don't want to sit on your dirty lap, you old man. You old demon.
Oh, although my kids would probably be happy because
I'm not gonna.
They don't really like sitting on strangers' laps.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I just about said something that somebody said in a different thing, but I won't go there.
Yeah, and yes, we were talking about Affected by Grace. I'm filling time here. You got something I can? Yeah, here we go. Never mind. But yeah, we were talking about that before Affected by Grace in the green room earlier. That was hilarious. That was crazy.
Yeah, something I don't really want to bring up on the show, Affected, but you guys could talk about it in the chat if you want to. I'm just saying I don't really want to get into all of it on the show. But
that is Santa. I can already tell.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He and you'll see here in a second how gentle he is with this little kid. It's nothing short of amazing. Well, anyway, Saji, you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see Santa.
Oh, okay. Wow. Sound like the other one dropped. His voice went real deep there, didn't it?
Oh, I was just playing around. But yeah, go. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's real pretty nails. Are you getting ready for Christmas? Put up your tree yet? Oh, right. Is it pretty? Oh, that sounds nice.
Tell Santa what you're going to leave him.
Which one can I put this year? Can I eat them all?
What are you going to leave for Rudolph?
Okay, I have to share with the reindeer. I get one, the reindeer gets the rest. They dress, though. You're right, they do. But up North Pole, grass is pretty hard to come by. It's all snow grass.
Tell him bye. Let him get back to his shopping. Tell Santa bye.
And I've got a lot tonight.
Say thank you. Thank you.
You have a Merry Christmas.
She just kept.
I thought that was pretty nice.
That was adorable, and that was Santa. That
man,
holy smokes, he looked like Santa.
I'm telling you. Here, let's read some of the comments down here. There's after 4 years, why this is still on the everyone's recommended page. Little girls seeing this video in 6 years. They lie. They all lie. After the little girl leaves, Santa. Whew, that was close. Adults only see an old man, but children see the true magical disguise. Guys, calm down. We all know Santa is just doing Xmas shopping.
Sorry, I'm reading ahead.
Yeah.
Some poor kid getting motor oil for Christmas. See, now I would do that. If somebody, I would kind of ask, like, do that that nonverbal cue on whether or not it was okay for him to play Santa for a minute or two, and I would totally send my kids over to talk with Santa. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you usually can get a vibe real quick on just by looking at somebody if spider senses are tingling or not. And so yeah, if you kind of got a good, usually you can get a good sense of when it's an appropriate moment for something like that to happen, and when it's not, and how the kid's acting, how the guy's acting, how and how it all came into fruition, so to speak.
Yeah, and if you notice, like, just the minute like he knelt down or whatever and got to her eye level, she was shy at first, but then she gradually just walked right up to him.
I mean, those nonverbal cues are massive. I mean,
yeah,
the kneeling down, getting onto the eye level is kind of it's a show of respect,
Yes.
and trust. When I do that at work a lot. When I talk with, like, somebody hires me to do a job, and I'll do it, and it's all me that's doing it. But when I talk about it, I always say the words "we." When I talk about what I did, I say, okay, well, we got together, and I say "we," talking more of, I'm part of a team. We're part of a team. So when you're a boss or when you're a team member, if you want to, like, gain someone's trust, you always say, group words. You never use, the I and me and stuff like that. And
that makes sense. That's very logical, and it's one of those things where you even if you don't consciously notice it, you subconsciously notice it.
You do, especially, like, listen to, like, the good therapists. When you go to, I know we're not talking about therapists, but if you go to, like, a therapist, the therapist will usually, a good therapist, that's what they'll do, is they won't stand there and they'll be like, you did this, you did that. They usually will talk in kind of a group of, we can get through this together and stuff like that. And it's a very, calming, togetherness versus.
Well, I agree, but here's the thing. I always thought she meant her, me, and my imaginary friend Dave. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. I want to listen to those therapist meetings, Saji.
Oh yeah, to be a fly in the wall in that room, let me tell you.
This week, Hebrew was so mad at me. He didn't know what I was talking about. He asked me, "What do you mean?"
And I was like, "What do you mean? What do I mean?"
Yeah. Well, with that being said, why don't we move on to another Christmas type dealie? And
all right. You didn't think that was funny? Come on now.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there for it.
Oh, you know what? If you and Mystique were there, you both would have laughed. Just saying.
You missed the Saji therapy skit? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you have to go back and listen to it later, my friend.
Well, I sure will. I'm sure it was funny as all get out.
It's nice having a Keith Stat as a backup. Like, you had to disappear for a moment, but we kept it going strong in your absence. See how we pulled that off. Thanks, Keith Stat. High five, bro.
Ooh, well, we're gonna have to elbow maybe, because 6 feet apart, even though we're probably thousands of miles apart.
We'll fist bump at the plexiglass. Come on, man.
Here we go. Stay behind my plexiglass. I will say, in my little my robe here, if someone does call me Santa, I will be a little perturbed.
Okay, good to know.
Well, the red checkered plaid, as I like to call it. By the way, let me ask you this: you're an expert in it, So what is the difference between plaid and flannel?
Aha. Interesting. That is an interesting question. Okay. Plaid is a pattern. Plaid is a pattern of, the different, I mean,
it's a pattern of squares, right?
Yes,
multicolored squares.
Flannel is different. Flannel is more of a type of fabric, and you have the difference between fake flannel and real flannel. And while they both contain plaid in them, the fake flannel will have plaid printing on it, while real flannel is actually the same color on both sides. So that's how you can tell real flannel from fake flannel is real flannel will have the print on both sides.
Good to know. See, that's what we do here on Taco Tuesday is we get those deep answered questions that you always wish you knew the answers to. God. What's the difference between plaid and flannel?
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, see, me and my wife have this argument all the time about, I'm like, man, I'd sure like to have a flannel shirt right about now. And she'd be like, well, what do you mean flannel shirt?
And you're like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the big one is the flannel shirt. Like if you look on the inside of the shirt and it's kind of like it's not plaid on the inside of the shirt, you don't have a real flannel shirt.
Well, that's good to know, man. I'm glad I asked that because if anybody would know, you would know.
I am incredibly surprised at how popular the red plaid is this year. Now, I mean, it's Christmas colors, but my goodness, I go to Walmart. It is everywhere right now.
Wow.
It'd be safe to say that plaid is the new bad, right?
Or you could say plaid is the new rad.
Oh yeah, the new rad.
Yeah,
I like that even better.
For Keith's dad.
Yep, from Keith's dad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I think I'm post the word rad. I think by the time I was actually using words, rad was no longer a cool word. That's like late 80s. Rad is like a Saved by the Bell type of word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, actually, it's like really late 80s because it was shortened from its original variety of Totally Radical.
Oh yeah, Radical. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just always associate it with Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I know that Michelangelo says it a lot. But anyway.
I wonder if the Ninja Turtles will pop up on the top Christmas gift of 2018.
Sure. They've been around for a long time, and they've been in different variations, different Well,
actually, what we got here, as we scroll down, it'll go through each year. 2017, 16, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever the top Christmas gift was for that specific year. Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm. I just want to point out real quick that my daughter was heavy into fingerlings.
Okay.
Fingerlings were like huge. Like she had a monkey one, but then she broke the tail. And once you break the tail of the fingerling, it's hard to hold them on to anything.
Okay. Well, we're about to see a picture of a fingerling. If you want to cheat and go ahead and skip ahead and scroll on down.
I mean, maybe I must have missed this one before you go, but I feel dirty just even saying those words, and I'm not even gonna say
Oh, I can't. It wasn't weird until you made it weird.
Right? Jeez.
Sorry, my bad. As you were.
All right. So
but
we might come across something on the list that nobody's ever remembers having existed.
You know what pisses me off about these Furbies?
What grinds your gears, my friend, about these Furbies?
They totally ripped off Gremlins. Like, I mean, totally. And not only that, but they
and Angry Birds. And Angry Birds.
Well, I don't know about Angry Birds, but Furbies, not only did they rip off the idea from Gremlins, but later on, they actually had a Gremlin line of Furbies.
Oh, okay. Once they got established and could go ahead and purchase the copyrights information. Yep.
So that just I don't know, man. That slices the cheese right off of my cracker.
Huh. Gosh, man, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Because cracker is like kind of not so cool, and it don't have any cheese on it.
No, cracker is just a plain.
Salty ass cracker.
Well, let's
talking about a saltine or a Ritz.
Yeah.
That's
there is a slight difference, but they're both just salty ass crackers.
No. Now I'll disagree with that. I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ritz actually has flavor to it, though. It's got
a buttery flavor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a graham too.
Oh, graham crackers are awesome.
Yeah. See, now we're definitely squirreling.
Yeah. Furby. We're talking about Furby. Graham cracker. How did that even happen? I'm gonna have to rewatch how we went from Furbies to graham crackers.
Yeah, that's a mighty big leap.
It's what happens when you combine all three of our therapy sessions.
See, now I like I'm left out because I missed the original joke that was attached to all that.
That's okay. You'll figure it out later, just like everybody else will.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we have Furbies here. Yep. All right. So let's see. Do you want me to read this part?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on. Got to clean off my glasses. My eyes were watering from all that laughing. All right. Let's see if this was effective. Okay. So remember the Furby, the Tickle Me Elmo. How about the Beanie Babies? Basically, they've got the hottest gifts that drove parents crazy throughout the decades. Plus, we got a prediction for the most popular toy of 2018. And that's, I guess, when this came out. If you were one of the lucky recipients of these top 43 Christmas and holiday gifts throughout the years, remember to call home and say thanks. All right, let's keep it moving, my friend.
Let's keep on rolling.
And anyone in chat, if you want to throw in like a year and a gift prior to it coming up, I give bonus points to that.
Where's the rest of the thread?
Oh, scroll down a little bit. It's kind of hard to see at first, I think. Keep going.
No. Do I have to click something?
Click on the title again.
Is it a picture that you have to like kind of scroll through up at the top?
Hold on. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, here.
Yep. Okay, yep, there you go. All right, so 2018 was the... Yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay.
See, we're just going to go through each one. There's quite a few of them.
This is what my daughter had right here. She broke the tail.
Right.
So
do you definitely remember these? And all right, so what's the big deal about these guys?
Well,
it says, okay, go ahead.
Oh, you were reading the article.
Yeah.
But no, I tell you what.
You got to start off with here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Is Lothar even here?
I don't know, but it just sounds cool when you say it. So go ahead.
But here's the deal.
The
big deal.
All right.
First of all, they would attach to just about anything and everything, like you see.
Okay. Yeah.
Second of all, they made these weird little sounds when you talk to them. And then their eyes would blink and their mouth would go, meow, 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 meow. So
really, their eyes blink. That's kind of weird if you ask me.
Yeah, it was a creepy little toy, and I am so glad she's past that fad. You know.
Not to mention the fact that once it grabs on, it never wants to let go.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Mohawk from Gremlins, isn't it? Look at the green little Mohawk.
I can see how you could make the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But his name, this came up before as a Mandela effect. His name, that particular gremlin, and the fact that you said Mohawk, we can't just pretend like that didn't happen, man.
Wait, was his name not Mohawk? I have always called him Mohawk.
His name was Stripe.
His name was Stripe?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've always called him Mohawk.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, man. That you're not even Mandela affected, and you just automatically. That's kind of cool in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah, and then there's other people who remember him as Spike.
No, Spike. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I could see
that. I will say this, Saji.
Yes.
Here's the argument that I had with Sandy about this. In Gremlins 2, there was a gremlin named Mohawk.
Oh, okay.
So, and if
I remember you and I looked into it to say, like, when it came up, and I helped you research it a little bit, and we did come to some conclusion that when you include the sequels, that's where the confusion in there lies.
But also in the NES game, this is the weird part. Okay, this is the crazy part. Is like,
tell me the crazy part.
Yeah, let's hear Well, what's the deal, man?
Here's the deal. The big deal was that in the movie, his name was not actually. He was never named in the movie, but he was named in the NES Gremlins 2 NES video game and the instruction manual.
And how is he listed there?
Mohawk.
Ah, see, there you go, Keystad. So you were right on. If you must have had the NES book.
I did have an NES. I probably had Gremlins.
Well, there you go. That's another Hardy Boys mystery we don't have to solve.
But for real, in the movie, it was not. There was a gremlin named Mohawk that had a Mohawk.
The second one, yeah.
Okay. I did when it came to the second one. I was I think I was 8 years old, and I took my 4-year-old brother across like 2 main roads, like 3 miles, to go to the theater to watch Gremlins 2 when it came out. I got into a lot of trouble by my mom.
Yeah, I think I remember you mentioned this and when I played my movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So according to the article here, the big deal is.
The big deal.
Well, here's the deal. These little finger puppets are like less creepy Furbies. You can get them to sing, swing, sleep, and more by tapping them or speaking to them. Honestly, they're pretty quaint as far as interactive toys go. But here's the weird part. While most of these fingerlings tend to be cute monkey-like creatures with big adorable eyes, you can buy vicious-looking dinosaur fingerlings that are legitimately cool. Apparently, WowWee saw the need to branch out. All right. So they have evil-looking ones, too, for all the, goth kids.
I did not know that.
Yes.
The goth kids. Okay. Now, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to...
The little arrow to your right.
All right.
Exit stage right. Oh, you went left, sir.
Well, that's what... Look.
Now, right there, yeah.
There.
All right. Yeah. We're always going to go right. Oh, do you guys remember Cosmo?
What in the... I've never heard of that. What is that?
Well...
I had a dog named Cosmo once, but we named him after Cosmo Kramer.
It looks like Robbie the Robot from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the one with Eva and Wally. Wally, yeah.
Oh, it does look like Wally.
Yeah. Oh, you know what pisses me off about Wally?
Well, what pisses you off about Wally, my friend?
Did you steal the idea from Gremlins too?
No. They stole the idea from Short Circuit.
Ah, those dang Short Circuit stealer guys.
Yeah. That's what grinds my gears about Wally. That's why I never went to see it.
Huh. Well, it was a decent movie, but it's cool. I get it.
And plus,
all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, plus it portrays us as a bunch of fat, lazy slobs who sit around in our underwear all day, drinking Slurpees and eating pretzels
and bonbons.
Yeah.
I don't hardly ever eat pretzels, to be honest with you.
Oh, I love pretzels, man. I love the big soft pretzels with the ones you used to get when you went to a public pool. You know,
but you hardly ever eat bonbons, right?
Did you say we went to a public pool?
They give them to you. They'd be very hot, and they'd burn the roof.
Oh, the hot pretzels, yeah. Do they give you dipping sauce?
They give you a cheese sauce.
Oh, yeah, there you go. They usually offer mustard too, but go ahead.
Yes, mustard. But they gave them to you. They were very hot and they were very tasty. However, they cooked them in the microwave, so they would come out kind of soggy, you know?
Yeah, a little extra chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you'd be swimming all day and you get up there and you'd be standing in a long ass line and you get up there and order one, by the time you got to your table with it, it would be wet and have chlorine on it from your hands. So,
oh yeah, I can see how that would be the case. So, like, if you was to make one at home, it wouldn't be the same without the soggy chlorine water, right?
No, that's right.
You'd have to go get your hands wet and wash them with like bleach before you could even handle the pretzel.
Yeah.
I don't wait. This is top Christmas gifts.
Well, boy, it was like 10 minutes ago.
I keep diverting the subject to food somehow.
Yeah, which is what we're really good at here on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, think of this logically. Talking about Cosmo, which they totally stole the name from Gizmo.
Well, so thanks for steering us back in the right direction there. Sir.
Yes, thank you.
But you have to buy this. It's $100. It was priced at $180, and you had to program it using an iOS or Android device. So you also needed a tablet with it in 2017, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
This is not a kid's toy.
You wouldn't think it is. Yeah.
I'm not letting my kids play with this.
No.
It's $200.
Right. And I just don't see it being in demand. But maybe that's just me.
I think someone paid some money to get it on this list, is what I think.
I agree, sir. Well, you know what is really weird is like you see toys today that you have to use your smartphone device in order for them to work. I remember when all of this started trending, and we bought my daughter, Santa Claus got her a Barbie doll shopping mall, and it came with like a movie theater. But the whole gimmick of the movie theater was you had to have a smartphone to put in the slot there where the movie screen was supposed to go. Now, just imagine your kid sitting there playing with her shopping mall her Barbie doll shopping mall, and then she has to use a smartphone to interact with it. Well, we're not going to give our kid a smartphone, especially at the age she was back then. And second of all, at that time, me and my wife still had the the small, the old, the old, what they would call today prehistoric phones.
Like a phone type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the question now. This is the $1 million question. I mean, bottom line, right? Can you get it to bring you a beer and open it for you? That might make it worth the 180, right?
Yeah, it could. I have a feeling that I mean, you'd be better off with a Zumba
or a well-trained dog. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But here's the question I have. This is the clincher for me. Can it bring you a chlorine-filled pretzel?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I think he has the technology, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Arrow to the right. There you go.
Yeah. Bro, that is a fantastic idea for your next, Mandela family thing, is to get a little movie screen that has a phone in it playing a movie.
Ooh. I'll be right back.
Wait.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read this one while you do that.
No, don't
read All right. No, don't read it.
That's okay. We can fill what, or heck, we can just talk about it. One is, I think this is about 20 years off, 30 years off.
Oh yeah, but it made a resurgence. I remember.
No. That's not what that is.
Oh, it's not?
No, check it out.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Where's my thing at?
All right.
My camera. Where is my camera?
All right. So I have a funny feeling that you got this. There it is.
That's what
it's a little itty bitty one.
Yes, it has built-in games. It has like several built-in games.
Oh, good, because I was about to say if what they're gonna bring back is the side loader one. I mean, good golly, they just want it to break. That side loader is terrible.
I assume you can add more games with a memory stick and online access.
No.
Oh well, that sucks.
I know.
No, but does it have Kid Icarus?
I think so.
That's the only game you need. Mario and Kid Icarus.
Zelda, you gotta have the original Zelda.
Oh yeah, it's got Zelda. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention, because I have that, and that controller, by the way, look how long they're showing the wire there.
Oh yeah.
Let me show you something. The wires, hold on, let me get back to my screen.
What? 2 feet.
The wire's only about, hold on, I can't do it if I can't see myself.
Well, you got your favorite part there, Saji.
Yep, there you go.
About half of that is about how long the wire is.
Oh, well, good thing you can just set the device on your lap. Otherwise, you wouldn't be laying back on the couch playing it, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing that grinds my gears.
About
the hold on, let me get back to the screen. Here's the thing that grinds my gears about this. It's like, it can't plug into your computer. Like, you can't use your computer screen to play this on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it comes with a USB port, is what confuses, not USB, HDMI.
It comes with an HDMI, and you can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, unless I'm too stupid to figure out how to do it, but I've tried everything. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's see what it has to say here. It says the big deal is, let's face it, it was cooler than Hachi Maya's originally released in Japan's as the family computer Famicom. In 1983, Nintendo brought back the gaming console that started it all in 2016, complete with the OG controller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The weird part is this might have underestimated how popular this product was going to be, making this guy impossible to find for months right before Nintendo officially discontinued it. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I actually got this one, and they actually came out a few months later with a Super Nintendo version.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Retro is the new Let's Go.
Huh?
Retro is the new Let's Go.
Yeah.
Get one? Yeah. All right, let's move forward, my friend. Let's see if we can bust through a couple of these.
I remember this. I remember this one.
2015 Sphero BB-8.
BB-8.
Yeah, just say BB-8. It sounds
please.
When you say BB-8, nobody calls him that.
You're gonna get dislikes. You're gonna get Hebrew dislikes here. You say,
yeah. I sounded so Wally when I said that. All right, I digress.
And you got to say it like you're familiar, like you guys are buddies, you're friends. It's BB-8, you know.
Hey, what up?
What up,
it's like
BB-8? Yeah.
It's like going up to RG3 and saying, "What's up, Richard Griffith III?" Yeah.
That reference just escaped me, but
yeah, me too. I'm lost. You lost me. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, never mind. All right. The big deal. Star Wars is always a big deal. Well, yeah. Okay. When George Lucas merchandising money grab disguised as sci-fi franchise joined forces with Disney, you knew the Force would be strong with this one. Much like the breakout star of The Force Awakens, Sphero's BB-8 responded to voice commands and even had a mind of its own. The weird part, though, is that BB-8 could record and transmit video, so you had to watch what you were doing in case the federal government, First Order, was watching.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. It's actually typed on there, just like that. They have to tell us the truth. It's up to you to choose to ignore it.
Yeah, I remember when these came out. If I'm not mistaken, I think Toys R Us was still around, but was on the verge of destruction. And
okay,
that thing was so expensive. How much did it say it cost?
It didn't.
Oh, I know it was expensive. It was like probably over $300.
When these Star Wars came out, I didn't even watch them, and I was a Star Wars fan, but I didn't watch any of the new Star Wars right when they came out. In fact, I don't think I got into them till about this year when I watched them.
Oh wow!
And I watched them. I go, you know what? This actually is a pretty good story until we got to the last one.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. They kind of stuck the landing on that last one.
That last one, it was like, you didn't even talk about any of this. It's not like we go, oh, he's still, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but, like, just watch the first literally 60 seconds of the last Star Wars movie, the first 60 seconds, and they bombshell you with what? No, he's not. Come on. Oh, no.
The thing is, I think that was a big middle finger to Rian Johnson, because Rian Johnson had undid everything that what's his name again? The director.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he had undid everything that J.J. did and had planned for the last one. So J.J. Abrams said, "Nuh-uh, buddy. Here's what we're gonna do." Because he kind of screwed him over when he killed off Snoke. So,
right,
it was like him saying, "No, you're gonna do that to us, and we're gonna write it this way." And I think that's what the whole deal was. I didn't like that one. I liked the first one, and I thought the last one was terrible. But
I mean, the last one, there were good moments in it, that trying to define, like whether or not somebody is good or evil. you know, and what determines that, I thought was a very good story in and of itself if they would have developed that a little bit more. But instead, they seem to want to jump into this love story that just didn't work.
I know. Like the awkwardest moment was when he's like, "There's something I have to tell you," and then they never tells her.
Oh, good golly! They just tried to push that so hard. By the end, I'm just like, no, you're not. There's no way you guys are getting together. What? You've tried to kill each other every single time. But at least, you know, the good news is they had some social distancing fighting going on.
Yeah.
Totally different part. You know, they weren't even on the same planet and they were fighting each other at times. All right, there we go. There's my Star Wars rant.
All right, yeah, you're officially in the Grind My Gears club.
Well, at least it wasn't about food this time.
Right. Yeah. and so much for my attempt to blast through 2 or 3 of these. I guess we could get it like I'm using a plasma pistol in Star Wars. You know, blast through.
Well, we can skip the late 90s and we'll just forget that ever happened. Those years. Oh yeah, here we go.
This one.
Just skip this one.
Let me tell you what grinds my gears about this one.
Oh shoot, here we go.
My daughter, when this movie first came out, the first movie, she was so into this, and she had begged and begged for this, not this doll, but it was the one that sings, particular doll for Christmas, and it wasn't but a week, maybe 2 weeks after she had it.
Did you tell her to let it go? Let it go.
No, but the mechanism that had her singing somehow got wet and got
no.
Yeah. So, and after that, it was like, no, we're not buying you any more of these. But we did end up buying her another one because it was on sale.
I mean, here's my problem with this: is not that Disney Frozen. I love that movie, right? But
hold on. You got to start off with here's the deal.
Here's the deal. I mean, that is not Elsa. I mean,
no, it isn't.
That's not Elsa at all.
Not even close.
What is that? Is some Chinese doll that they just said, let's put on a aqua blue outfit and just say it's Elsa. We could charge $10 more.
Oh yeah, and they'll buy it if we just throw that little funny looking snowman there right next to it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the eyes. That looks more like Jasmine than it does Elsa. In fact, I bet you the Jasmine doll was the exact same doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that often in the toy industries. They recycle old modes of toys and just put new stuff on them. You're right.
They have a group of guys, creative like us 3 gentlemen sitting here now. And they, probably even more so, they have a diverse group, and they just come up with ways to recycle old things into new stuff for parents to buy. And
can I read this one? Can I read this?
Yeah, yeah, go right on ahead.
Today, Keith's dad. Today.
I was like, I thought something happened. Yeah, I was like,
Frozen? Sure you do. You couldn't Let It Go out of your head. Disney's hottest movie of 2013 was inevitably the hottest toy franchise for a long time to come, and Elsa led the pack. The weird part? How the song is stuck in your head now. Sorry. Hold on.
You sounded just you sounded just like your character does when I do the shows.
I told you, you got the laugh pretty down pretty well.
Oh, that was good, man.
All right, so you just took my job. Thanks a lot, man. Be careful what you ask for. Now you're the official reader guy.
Deal. The big deal.
Okay. We're going to blast through 2 or 3 of these things now.
All right.
Oh, God.
Oh, I can do the big hug Elmo in this place, too.
All right. 2013, Big Hugs Elmo. You guys want a big hug from Elmo? You think they're going to come out with socially distancing Elmo?
Probably. No, they're going to come out with mask wearing Elmo. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
he's getting ready to do the voice. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I got one more. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So right before he says that, though, I want to make sure. Hello. Are you ready? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait till after.
He's still getting it ready, folks. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Well,
on the count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Keystad, go. Oh man.
Did we lose him?
I'm not sure. But believe it or not, Elmo makes the list quite a few times. So
okay.
He's reoccurring, kind of like Michael Jackson at the Oscars or whatever, or the Emmys or whatever.
So we'll have time to do this once again. Oh shit, he dropped out.
Yeah, so we'll wait till he comes back. Hopefully he'll be right back.
There he is. Hopefully he has the voice down now. All right, here we go.
Are you there?
Hello, Keith's dad. Can you hear us? Uh-oh. We're having technical difficulties, folks.
Well, I'll go ahead and read this one while he comes back in here. Okay, so here's the big deal with Hug Me, Elmo. Honestly, this one's not a surprise because Elmo has completely dominated the holidays over the years. Seriously, click through, this guy has been putting up Jordan numbers since the 90s. Anyway, this one hugged you. I think we all could use it now, Elmo. And this is all pretty weird, isn't it? Is the weird part. So, Hug Me Elmo, not really super original concept, but I'm sure they sold millions of them.
All right, I'm back.
All right. Well,
cool.
we're glad to have you back. We were kept waiting for you to go, and what happened? Did your internet break or something?
Yeah. I guess my cord got unplugged somehow.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for this one.
Yeah, we already did this one. We're gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
The weird part is, I hate it when my cord gets unplugged.
I know, right?
Yeah. And it always happens when you least expect it, too.
You know, my laptop, the plug is just, it's touchy at times, I guess. And I can't go on Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi, but I don't get the same connection. Yeah, you don't get the same bandwidth. I'm glad I missed Big Hugs Elmo, by the way. Maybe it wasn't by accident. Maybe this was silently on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't. Let's see what we got here.
Moving on to Wii U. I never had one of these, by the way, but my friend did.
It sounds like French for you steak. I digress. Let's see here. The big deal. The first 8th generation video game console was always the first in Nintendo's lineup to offer HD graphics. You know, back then saying HD just meant like 32-bit. Best of all, it would be joined by Super Mario 3D World a year later. Super Mario 3D World a year later. One of the best Mario games in years. All right, so you guys remember this thing?
Yeah,
I never had one.
I remember it, but I never had one. No.
Yeah, me neither. Hero, were you a Wii U kind of guy?
Yeah, I never had one. My friend had one. I just never really saw the point of it. I was like, does it attach to the Wii? Can you play it on the Wii? How does this thing work? You know, I was always confused by it more than anything.
Right.
Now I do understand, like, what is it, a handheld console that you can also hook up to your TV? Is that what it is?
It looks like a pre-switch is what it looks like.
Okay.
It looks like to get the Switch, we needed to survive the Wii U period.
Yeah. Did you want to read the weird part, Keystad?
Sure. The Miiverse, a social network of Wii avatars, me, which let gamers communicate with other players from around the world.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Around the world, you could be playing with somebody from the UK or Australia, or that's kind of intriguing.
I mean, isn't that what we were doing in the 90s as well? I mean, isn't that what Yahoo Chat was all about?
But like on a handheld device, it's still kind of a big deal, isn't it? I mean, you still paid long distance if it was out of your area code.
That's true.
Speaking of long distance, you guys remember like the old commercials where Terry Bradshaw would get on there and he'd be on there with that other guy? What was the other guy's name?
John, the football guy, right? The football guy?
Yeah.
Cena?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Okay.
Was that Peyton? No. It wasn't Peyton Manning. It was long.
Yeah. What?
I'm talking about the old commercials.
Oh, old. Oh.
Like he'd be there. Anyway, he'd be in a restaurant or something, and then he's like, "Man, this shrimp sure does cost a lot of money." And he's like, "Well, you know what wouldn't cost you a lot of money?" He's like, "Oh yeah, well, what's that?" And he'd be like, "If you dial 10-10-220 and then the number, that would save you." That'd save you $1.
I do remember the 10-10-220.
Yeah.
And then dial down the center 1-800-collect.
Yeah.
That was another one, yeah.
10-10-10-220. Anyway, moving on. I was trying to. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, another Elmo.
What?
2011. Let's rock, Elmo.
Sorry.
Man, we're just biding our time till we get to Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh God, not Tickle Me Elmo.
It's coming. We know it's coming. Everyone in chat knows it's coming. I don't
remember this being a thing though. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it totally slipped past me. That's all.
What do you mean, the whole Elmo fad? Or
no, just like the Let's Rock Elmo ever being a thing. Never heard of it. Like, never knew there was a Let's Rock one. Like, you would have thought if it was that big a deal, if it's the number one, it would have at least been like I would have seen. Like I don't even think they have to advertise these Elmos, or if they do, they're just advertising them on only like kids, little itty bitty kids shows, because I never saw an ad for it.
That's probably right. It's probably like on what was that one little kids show? It was on Nick Jr., I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. But let me read this one.
All right, go ahead.
Here's the deal, the big deal. And 2011, the character that never fails to captivate toy market watchers, one of whom actually called this virtually the only exciting product of the season, applied a more mature instinct. Elmo was bona fide rock star. Albite.
Yeah.
Okay. Albite, a very polite one. In fact, Let's Rock Elmo came with a mic, tambourine, and drum set, and could launch into versions of What I Like About You and It Takes Two. There are a few frightening video demonstrations out there you must see. The weird part is that Elmo paired surprisingly well with a certain adult singer-songwriter. Ooh, that's pretty scary. Let me tell you, kids. Oh, okay.
Alrighty then. I think I was less inclined to buy it after hearing all that.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy, wasn't it?
I mean, who called it virtually the only exciting product of the season? Because that didn't age well.
Mm-mm.
Well, this is how it started, and this is what's happening now. Nothing.
I mean, it must. If it wasn't a 2-year-old, that person should be shamed for life.
Who's the adult singer-songwriter is my question.
Oh, that's me. Me and yeah, I've played with Elmo a few times.
Oh, okay.
Man, why didn't I guess that?
I know, right? It was so obvious. Okay, moving on. Oh man, no.
Okay, finally, at least something. At least something that's not a Tickle Me version of something.
Right.
You mean it's not the Tickle Me iPod?
It's not the Tickle Me iPod.
Oh, that would be in the adult novelty section, sir.
Wait. I can read the big deal with my eyes closed. Did you have $1,500 that you just wanted to throw down the drain? Well, do we have the holiday present for you? The Apple iPad. Yes, this thing can crash in 50 different ways than your Windows computer can. The weird part is it almost looks like it's going to work for you. All right. Is that what it says?
Yeah. Well,
right. You pretty much nailed it, my friend. I think that whoever this company is, they need to hire a new caption writer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll take that. Let's just go on.
All right, I'm right there with you.
And here we go.
What? No, sorry.
Now
I know why the iPad became popular, because people bought this thing and said this is trash.
Have you ever tried to read the light gray lettering that barely diffuses from the white background on one of those things? It'd be easier if you just had ants marching trying to make the letters for you.
Did you want to be in an airport and read a book, but you said, you know what? I don't look obnoxious enough. Get a Nook e-reader here in Barnes & Noble.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that as an interpretation of what they said here, basically.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. The weird part, for once, porn wasn't the spark behind an platform, and I'm like, wait, was the Tickle Me drummer Elmo the spark behind it?
Oh no!
No, Okay, I just had to read that.
Yeah, because porn was the spark for every bit of technology we've ever had.
Besides gaming consoles, that's practically true.
Oh, good golly.
Oh God. Who
Well,
writes
there's been some interesting cooking innovations. Come on, man.
Come on, man. I mean, come on, man.
Wait. This is 2009. Minecraft came out this year, and you're telling me that the Nook e-reader beat out Minecraft? No, it probably did, because it wasn't very popular when it came.
Well, and Minecraft is more of a specific, like, it was probably number one in gaming, but it wasn't number one overall because it's a broader target market.
What is this? Steel Boot Elmo? What? Come on.
Elmo Live?
No, I do remember Elmo Live.
I don't.
What in the name of Chubby Elmo is going on here?
What in the name of John Spuds McKenzie is going on here?
I don't know.
What? Hey, wait, I got a better one. Hold on.
All right.
What in the name of John Spuds McKenzie's Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses is going on in here?
Oh yeah, that was much better because then I actually pictured him wearing the shirt and the sunglasses.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to read this piece of garbage?
I volunteer our guest. Go right on ahead, sir.
You volunteer our guest.
Wait. We're reading this. Okay, I can read this, but let me. What is CJ? It's a bite. It's a bite. It's not albite. It's a bite. That's how you pronounce it. It's French, right? It's French. It's a bite. It's not. What'd you say? Albeit? No, it's not albeit. Doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's a bite. A bite. Okay. Almost like a bite. Anyway, all right.
I'll bite. I don't know. It's now I'm confused myself.
Albeit. I don't know.
Children couldn't really resist a true lifelike creation that seemed to actually be speaking as his mouth opens, could they? But wait! The red monster also waved, sat, and stood, and crossed his legs. The weird part, the related Elmo Knows Your Name experienced a public scandal when it was discovered one doll, owned by a 2-year-old named James, would, upon being squeezed, repeat in Elmo's trademark sing-song voice, kill James. So adorable.
Oh, man. I think I remember this. I think I remember when this news came out.
I do remember that as well.
Yeah.
Kill James.
Wow.
That is weird. But you know what? That you know how much that helps sales? People buying another one, trying to get the 3-year-old one named James. It was marketing genius if you really think about it.
You lost me on that one, Saji.
Because you would keep buying it over and over again, trying to get that one, because you would want that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you're into like scared children to death. Okay, that's kind of weird.
No, not me personally, but there would be the people out there that will do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get
Halloween is the greatest. I mean, that's the only time I can actually scare kids and it be okay. Every time else, they just look at me weird.
I like how they say all this and it can get weirder, as though Elmo's not weird enough.
I mean, Elmo
is
ridiculous.
Just like, yeah. Well, I'm just glad. I just hope they don't make Mask Elmo. I'm rooting for that not to happen.
Well, I don't know. That could be next. They already have Mask Cookie Monster.
How's he going to eat the cookies through the mask?
How does he eat cookies?
No, I'm just kidding, guys. I wanted to bring the whole topic back to food. All right.
You hungry?
Well, no, I like making everyone else hungry. That's my thing. See, that's what I used to do back in the Scarab chat back a long time ago. As I'd get in there, and there was this one guy that's a Stonebender. That's the one you saw that had the sort of like G.I. Joe type thing. He had the coffee mug, and then Armor's like, Stonebender with the blue mug, you know. And so anyway, I would say things. I would talk about food all throughout the chat just to get him hungry. And then finally, he, at some point during the chat, he'd be like, dang it, bro. He just made me hungry. So anyway, yeah.
These pretzels are really making me thirsty.
Was that a George Costanza remark?
Yes, it was.
Good
one. I'm glad you caught it. All right, let's see here. 2007 iPod Touch. I remember my kids wanted one. They were just getting into high school about that year.
Was this about when the iPods were sort of kind of newish?
Well, it's when they finally had the touch screen versus just like the beeper type screen.
Well, the iPod came out in like 2001, if I recall.
Oh, okay.
Or 2003, something like that. And if I recall, the iPhone came out in 2006. So this is the year after the iPhone, isn't it? I think.
Could
wait,
be.
Do I have spoilers? Is the next one iPhone?
Yeah, probably. I don't know for sure. To be honest with you, I can't. I don't factually not have factual knowledge to say one way or the other, but it sounds right.
Well, that one's probably on this list.
Yep. Does anybody want to read it, or do we just want to talk about it?
I mean, we'll probably, honestly, I think we're gonna get the iPhone next. I think 2006 is the year of the iPhone.
Yeah, let's see. Let's sneak peek. Let's go forward.
All right. Nope.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
The PS3?
We both went, All right. Well, I remember that, obviously. I mean, yeah, that's way more interesting to me than that other thing was. I don't even remember what we were talking about. No, I'm just kidding. No, but if you had, I would have much rather had this one than the iPod Touch. Can't think of anybody else that would choose otherwise.
Just think, in 3 years, we get to the Kindle. Like,
I know, right?
Like we took a step backwards.
Yeah, well, because it was handheld. That's, but yeah, you're right though. It seems like the handheld technology was archaic compared to console technology.
Right.
Debra, did you disappear again? Are you making a taco, my friend?
No, I'm waiting to see who wants to tackle this one.
Oh, tackle, he says. Well, I'll read the first one, and you follow up with the weird part, okay, there, Keystad?
All right.
All right, here we go. What's the big deal? Well, here's the deal. Sony's response to Microsoft's Xbox 360 had a North American launch inspiring such anticipation that pre-sale units hit 53,000 on eBay. Retail topped $599, while mothers and mouth breathers alike camped out for days to buy one in person. Yeah, it was a big deal. I have to admit, it really was. I never paid full price for one. You know, I remember I waited a year or two, but I was thrilled to get one. I already had the 360, so I wasn't running out and buying the PlayStation.
Well, here's the deal with that is when I went and got my game consoles, I always got them at EB Games, or what later became known as GameStop, I guess.
GameStop ended up buying all those places because I used to work at a place called Funko Land that was also bought by GameStop. Heck, it wasn't KB Toys bought by GameStop? Also, like GameStop bought everybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
I got to get my voice for this next one. Okay. The weird part. Legend has it, one man in an advance line at Walmart discovered there would be not any PS3s left by the time it was his chance to make a purchase. So he did the only logical thing. He treated people ahead of him in line to coffee spiked with laxatives. He got one.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a pretty shitty deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
I mean, how could you do that to coffee? I mean, how could you do it? That is, I mean, couldn't it have been like Kool-Aid or, unless it was Starbucks coffee? That's pretty much already spiked with laxatives. Probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Amongst other things.
Yes, amongst other things.
Ooh, the 360.
All right. Now at least we're getting to some good things. I mean, this was a big deal when it came out. This was huge.
It still is a big deal, even to this day.
I still have a 360.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't think I would, as much as I enjoy new ones and all that other kind of stuff, I always will have a certain affinity for my 360.
Man, I'll tell you guys, I'll be honest with you. I think I'm the only person in the civilized world that never had a 360. I had the original, and now I've got the Xbox One, but I never had the 360.
No, 360 was, in my opinion, it revitalized a lot of the gaming consoles of the time.
I think and just some of the releases that came out, like in the age that I was, it's kind of like when it's a nostalgia thing for me more than it is anything else, I guess.
I think when the 360 came out, that's when I got my Wii. I'm not sure. What year did the Wii come out?
I mean, probably similar time frame.
I'd say it was probably within a year or so after this.
Because when this came out, I was 25, so Wii was mainly for kids like under 13 and for like, older people who wanted to get in shape or pretend to get in shape. Like with Wii, what do they have? Wii Fit? They had the Wii Fit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
My mom had a Wii. Just so she could have Wii Fit.
No, I had a lot of pretty good games. I had Ghostbusters. I had Back to the Future was one of them. Monopoly. There was a lot of games on there that wasn't like, for old people.
One of these days, Hebro, we're gonna have to have a conversation about like toys and games that are made with licensing attached to them, on how that is such a roll of the dice on whether or not it's going to be a good game or not. Because 9 out of 10 times it's usually a terrible game. Heck, you go to the cereal aisle. If you go to the cereal aisle, they have Minecraft cereal.
Oh yeah,
and it's awful. It's the grossest cereal I have ever tasted. Licensing, if something that is licensed and it's not supposed to be, I usually will run far away from it. But Ghostbusters, was that good on the Wii?
Back to the Future was okay on the Wii. Ghostbusters, the graphics were shitty, but it was fun to play. I mean, it's the same gameplay. But what the only other thing I actually liked about the Wii is you could play your GameCube games on it, and I still had a lot of GameCube games at the time. So,
right.
Yeah. I take it you weren't a big fan of the GameCube.
I really wasn't. Not when I mean GameCube again. You still had the heck when GameCube came out. I believe it or not, I had a Dreamcast. I believe at the time.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I went. The last Sega system. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, people who got the Dreamcast were very pleased with it. I always remembered. I never owned one, but I knew people who had one, and they went on and on and on and on about it. I know they were basically trying to just convince me to get one because they felt like I was missing out, but I just never actually got one.
The problem Sega had was every time they made something, it was a breakthrough item, and the market wasn't ready for the breakthrough item yet. And so they usually always failed. But if you look back in Sega's history, they were usually always the first people that came out with the new technology. Sega CD, 32X, the 16-bit Sega. They were always the new one.
But they were always like 2 years behind what everybody else had already established the market. Like Xbox already had so many titles that it was hard for people to go ahead and just get a Sega that was just a little bit better, but you only had 8 games you could choose from.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, then a lot of the 360 games, you could get I think a lot of the 360 games came out for Xbox One as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it was basically bad timing because had that Sega came out when they were earlier in time before the market had already been, it was like Xbox and Nintendo and PlayStation already had such a vast library of games to go with the console release. Then then what Sega was lacking in that department. If I remember correctly, they couldn't compete as far as the amount of titles. The ones that they had were great, but the variety was less.
Well, if I recall, Dreamcast came out with PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 came out, and PlayStation 2 was backwards compatible with PlayStation games. So you had that, and then I think the Dreamcast also had, terrible marketing. If I recall, it came out early. Like it was supposed to come out at a particular time, and then all of a sudden stores started receiving them, and so people weren't ready for it. But this is back. If you remember PlayStation football games, they weren't notoriously all that good. But Sega came out with a game called NFL. I believe it was just called NFL, and we used to play that in the store at Funko Land, and people thought it was the game. They thought it was a real game playing on TV, that we were just playing some random football game on TV.
Wow.
Now I'm talking about the Xbox 360 here, FYI.
I have always been a huge fan of the Madden series, and I just recently not recently, but I think last year, I got Madden 18 or whatever. And that really is, the graphics on there, if you compare that to you compare it to the PlayStation, like if you compare it to PlayStation 3, I think it's actually better on the Xbox One, in my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. But that,
Yeah, it's gotten so good on those Madden games. It's like even if it's like it might be better a little bit, but it's everything, man. It's not only just the graphics, it's the seamless gameplay. It's the way that everything transitions so much smoother than. That's one game where since there's one that comes out every year where you can literally you could go forward and watch a 30 seconds of gameplay from 10 years ago, and then watch 5 years ago, and then watch right now, and it's just so. You could just see the progression, and it's a great way of documenting the progression of the technology.
That actually reminds me back to has either of you guys played Final Fantasy VII?
Oh yeah, that's one of my top video games of all time, man. I love that game.
Yeah, the graphics on that and the animation was so
we at the time when it first came out, it was so realistic. But if you go back and you watch them now, it is the most polygonal monstrosity ever. But when you first got it, it was so top of the line. It was like real people.
Yeah, it is funny. But you know what? The storyline in that game is what made it so intriguing. Though I mean, as much as at the time you're right, it was cutting edge graphics in comparison, but the way the story was written and the character development and all that, it was groundbreaking, and no game had ever done anything close to that ever.
Before my original Xbox glitched out, like it crashed or whatever the hell it did, Extreme Beach Volleyball, that was my game back in the day. Oh, that and Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh my goodness. Why did we, back when you met, we talked about that porn started things. I was like, I was actually remembering Leisure Suit Larry from late 80s, early 90s as a game. Yep.
That was definitely an example of how they could even corrupt the video games. Like he was really one nasty dude.
Well, I was talking about for the original Xbox.
Yeah, the game was very controversial when it came out. I remember they wouldn't sell it to you if you didn't have ID and all that stuff.
Wait, Leisure Suit Larry came out on a console?
Leisure Suit Larry. I'm talking about like this was back in 2000 and I think 2006 or 2007.
I remember there was a CD-ROM for it. At least I know that much.
That was a terrible idea. Really? They came out with that on a console?
Yeah. No, it was actually, the gameplay was pretty decent, man.
Was it? Well, at least Larry, I mean, it was always a good game, and it kind of had a good story technically to it. It was just that, I mean, he's your favorite anti-hero, is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a kind of a, I mean, he's not a very good guy, but he had a moral code that he was trying to.
Yeah,
there were some morals in there.
That's definitely the you could say what the game was based off is challenging your morals. Are we done with the list there, Hebrew?
Hold on 1 second.
All right. Oh, okay. You're going to bring up a thing?
Yeah. There we go. Hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
Just 1 second. I just need 1 second.
I just need 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, here's the one that I played here.
All right, here comes your first copyright strike. Yay, you.
No, you don't get a copyright strike for this.
I'm just playing. All right, let's hear it.
Most video games.
Oh, wait. It switched back to the other screen.
Yeah, no, I know. I got to do something in order for it to wait. Hold on. I got to stop it and then go back.
Now do you see why this is my favorite part of the show, Keith?
Yes, I do, Saji.
Okay.
It never gets old. All right, let's see it there. Full screen play scope.
I didn't do that. What the heck happened? Oh, I did do that. This is what I remember.
What is this, Leisure Suit Larry in high school? Oh, okay.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Hello, nurse.
What? No. Cancel the Nashville meeting. That son of a well, you let Merle Haggard know I'm privy to the whereabouts of a certain Civil War strongbox he's been searching for the last 42 years. Yeah, now listen to me, Mr. Big City Fat
That's
Cat
a dead
CEO.
giveaway.
Now, just in case you forgot, let me remind you whose idea Farm Aid was in the first place. That's right.
I used to be real good at this game.
When I started this, I had a dream. a dream to help farmers and their children, and I will not sit.
Now you see how the graphics are on here. It's kind of what the Back to the Future video game looks like for the Wii.
All right.
In fact, I could bring that up too.
Good day to you, sir.
Hey, are you all right?
What?
He hit the wrong.
Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry you had to hear that. You know, I get so passionate about agricultural issues. I guess
God, it's been so long since I played this.
Promoter. I'm really just a good old boy at heart.
I mean, is this the game down at the bottom that you're actually trying to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically by making it further at the bottom, he makes it further at the top, so to speak.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Boring you to death, huh?
Oh, no, not at all. You know, I'm from a farm.
No.
Oh, what stars have you met?
Oh, I really don't like to name drop Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels.
Gosh, yeah. That must have been nice.
And a certain red-headed stranger named Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson? Oh, my stars. I love Willie Nelson. You have no idea. I know every little thing about him.
I was there when he got struck by lightning.
Oh, I want to hear everything about it. You're sitting right here and having a drink with me, mister.
Oh, yeah, this part. Okay. So, yeah. It was a fun little game. There's a little bit of memory for you. Man, I really squirreled there, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. I knew we weren't going to get very far in the list. I figured we'd be lucky to make it to the year 2000. That'd be 20 of them, or 18.
Mean, we can go back into it. I just wanted to show that.
Oh no! Yeah. Let's go back into it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's a long list. There's no way we're going to make it through the whole thing.
I got you, man. Damn, we've already gone through 2 hours and 21 minutes. Are you even serious right now?
Well, what do you mean 2 hours?
Wow.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were here that long. Hey,
we haven't given this room a shout out yet either.
Hey, by the way, Armor Up has joined the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, there's your shout out.
All right.
Armor Up. We're not. I think we're avoiding it, but I loved your stream yesterday. Loved it.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty awesome. You did a great job.
Yes, you did. Very impressed. Very impressed with the way you kept your composure there, my friend. Hebrew,
and the master of Taco Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead. I crack myself up sometimes. Okay, let's before we get back to the list, you want to give us a shout out there, Saji? Or no, you know what? Keystad, how about you, man? I bet you're good at it.
Oh my goodness! But you guys got so many of these names like down pat here. Let me see. Let's start with good old Go Kart Bob. And then we see Lorraine, the lovely Lorraine Lamour. We got Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
That's right. Eddie Sleestack McKean. Sleestack, is that from that movie with
Land of the Lost?
Land of the Lost, yes, Land of the Lost. That's right. We got CJ Wood. And let's see. Armor Up is here. And who am I? Oh, Affected by Grace was here earlier, but I believe they had to leave. And go
going down the list here. I know there's more people. Where are they? System Failure was here. And Allen. Someone who's so cool, he's got 2 of the same names.
Yes,
one of them is not enough.
That would be a System Failure alias account, by the way.
It's what?
It's one of System Failure's alias accounts.
Oh, gotcha. And that is, I think that's all I see.
All right. Well, good shout out, my friend. Great shout out.
Really good shout out. I do want to say though, however, Lotar 900 was here, but for a short time.
And did I say CJ? CJ Wood?
Yes, you did. You did say CJ.
Okay.
So yeah, man, that was pretty good for your first time.
Oh, and Michael Fontaine, you asked about 3D Minecraft. Minecraft came out in 2009. We talked about it a little bit, but Minecraft didn't really it's gone through so many evolutions that it didn't really become popular, I don't think, until about 2014. And I still didn't play it at that time. I didn't play it until 3 years ago.
Hey, I'm going to go refresh my coffee. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. You guys wing it without me.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't refresh my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
My coffee's all downstairs. No coffee.
Well, here, I'll pour some on my computer, and maybe it'll go through over there. There you go. I think that would do more harm than good. But hey, good acting, by the way. Good acting.
By the way, I will say we must definitely still be in the Mandela Family video, because I have not heard the trademark ending of the video, which I wait for. The end of those videos. Do 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 do.
That was.
I mean, everyone waits for that noise. The episode's not over until you hear do do do
do. You did.
I know I'm not doing it justice, not at all. But I mean, it is so awesome. I was like, I need to record just that noise, because at first I thought you did it like kind of almost like a joke, until I realized that that's the ending of every single one of them, and I love that that's the ending of every single one of them.
There's a pretty good story behind that, actually. I did that a long time ago, years and years, when I first got a camera, like when I was 16. And I made these little stop motion movies way back then. And my cousin, he's like 7 years younger than me. And he came up with that idea. He came up with how they do in cartoons where they make the, or whatever it is, and they go at the very end of the they go So he was like why don't you do something like that? I'm like, I'm like, okay, we'll just do this then. I'll go do 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 do.
That's it. That's the noise.
Yeah, so that's really how that got started.
Yeah.
That's a trademark.
It really is. I loved it.
Do you know anybody else who does that? I mean, seriously.
And then you basically just throw the camera. Like, that's what you just you make this happen, and then you just throw the camera whenever it's pointed at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's trademark too. That was another thing we did too, was that was back when you had tougher cameras too. That's back when you had these huge hard ass fucking RCA You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like the 90s or 80s and 90s, you know. And we used to smack that camera into everything. That was sort of like our thing. I don't know why we did it. It was just like a thing we like to do, and it's like that carried over, you know.
Really? So that noise and action predates the Mandela Family. Am I saying that right? That's the series, right? Mandela Family.
Yeah. Mandela Family. Yeah.
That predates that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
One of these days, I'll have to break out one of my old movies that I actually made when I was 16 years old.
Oh,
and put it on there, and you'll hear that. Do 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 do. I'm sure it sounded a lot fresher back then.
I was thinking of because you actually have notes there. So maybe in Castle Grayskull, the door that you open, maybe I make that trigger some note blocks that make a do 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 noise.
You're actually getting better at saying that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I needed to hear it from you because I was initially just doing it off of memory, and I didn't even know
what the bars were.
Yeah, what the actual notes were.
That's great, man. I'm glad somebody besides me enjoys that.
I do. You know, I'll be honest. I had to watch a few of them at first to kind of figure out the comedic value of it, right? Because the first one I was like, oh, I mean, it's just some guy playing with toys, right? I'll be honest. The first time I watched it, that's what I thought. But it's actually incredibly creative, you know, because you tie in a lot of things into that, you know. So it's not just a guy playing with toys. It's actually incredibly creative. You know, everything we talk about here has a chance of ending up there. You know, people talking in chat have a chance of it popping up in the episode. And a lot of times you can tell you're doing it a little bit off the cuff, and you're very funny off the cuff when you're doing the videos, so much so that you make yourself laugh. And I love it when you make yourself laugh, or when you realize you said something that didn't make sense, and so you make another character call you out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I didn't used to do that, by the way. It just, you know, that came from like people, hey, by the way, you did this or you did that, you know.
Oh, we got Propagate the Light in the chat now.
He's cool. Hey, what's up, dude?
But yes, I will say that the Mandela Family and your videos that you make are incredibly underrated, because there is a certain level of genius that is inherent in those videos that I've noticed.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know. But no,
it's when he brought me in.
Huh?
I said,
yeah.
When he brought me in. I'm not joking.
No, you know what, man? What's really weird about that whole thing is, like, I had a dream one night that all these channels that I watch and I go to that I'm friends with and stuff like that, you know, I had a dream that we were all in the room together. We were all talking like we are now, except we didn't have bodies. We were just floating chat heads like we are here now, but it was like disembodied chat heads like you would see sitting on the couch or, you know, chair or something like that. It was really weird, but we were all like at a party. And I'll tell you what happened. I fell asleep with my computer on, and I think what happened was I had one of the old shows on there, and it just had a playlist or something. So I think I was hearing those guys talking in my dream. And I think that's what triggered it. And that's what started the whole idea of, hey, what if I took the characters and made these guys into characters and actually used my action figures and used them as the characters.
I mean, it is a great idea. It really is a great idea because it's fun. It was fun watching it. And but as far as the dreams go, yeah, I've had a few of those. Where I'll have something on TV. Heck, I'll be honest, and I mean, I don't know if I'm in the right audience for it, but I've actually gotten into I'm a big into musicals. I don't know if you know that about me, but I enjoy musicals. I enjoy opera, musicals, stuff like that. Not necessarily opera. When I say opera, it's more like fan of the opera type of opera, not anything like, actually in Italian. But I started getting into Hamilton, which through my wife. She put her just hand to her forehead because Hamilton doesn't seem like something that I really get into. I mean, it's
right.
It's rap. I mean, it is straight up rap from beginning to end. But I'm one of those people that appreciates things for what they are, and even if it's not something I would normally be into, if it's a bit of an art form or if there's something to appreciate about it, I don't mind appreciating it. And that musical is actually, I mean, the guys who made it, I mean, they're straight up geniuses. I mean, I'm not a rap guy, not in the very least, but I mean, this is a story of one of the founding fathers, and he put it all in rap. It was actually quite genius.
And I mean, I don't know that much about it, and it is predominantly rap, but they do use a lot of other aspects of music and fuse different genres and stuff like that. And they do cleverly worded monologues and stuff like that as well. And then the entire way they create moods and the dramatic effect. I mean, like Keith said, it's the whole thing is genius. But it's definitely something that I would have never have thought of in a million years, and it's a real unique twist on the whole thing.
I avoided it for the longest time because it was so politically charged. It was very, there was this like what activist liberal thing. And I'm not
I call bullshit on this.
What?
Not what you're saying. No, I'm sorry. I was scrolling through the Christmas thing.
Oh, which one are you seeing?
This thing goes all the way to the 70s, man.
What is Pong on there?
It's like, okay, 1984.
Yeah.
We got 1984 for Transformers, but there's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Did He-Man not make the list, man? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you mad at
He-Man? There's no G.I. Joe. There's no.
Yeah, but didn't He-Man come out in direct retaliation to something else that was out? Like direct competing?
I know.
Because if I recall, they had to push He-Man out very quickly.
Yeah.
And it was because
there was another thing. What was it? What was the other guy called? The barbarian guy. Was it Lothar?
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
Conan. Yeah, there was Conan, and there was another guy though. I can't think of his name.
I know which one you're talking about, but that was the same company. If it's the one I'm thinking about. Thundar.
Yeah, Thundar. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, they wanted to make a Conan type. It all started off with an action figure. Okay.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make a Conan type action figure, but they couldn't get the licensing for it. So they redesigned it, and that's how it all started out. Basically, I'm not going to go into the whole thing. We'll be here all night, but
right.
Basically, they were trying to get the license in to do a Conan the Barbarian cartoon, And Thundar the Barbarian came out before that.
And was it Thundar on the same like cartoon places like Johnny Quest, and Coast and Space Ghost?
Yeah, the Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera. Okay, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. So BMX Bikes was 82.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cabbage Patch was 83. Care Bears in 85. I call bullshit on that one.
Oh, I don't know. I had so many Care Bears when about that time. Care Bears was huge for me when I was that age.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the video game for Nintendo, was 1990. Oh,
that was
God.
90?
Barney the Talking Doll was 92. Oh, boy.
That's when everything fell apart. 1992, when Barney the Talking Dog came out. Mark that day on your calendar. The day shall live in infamy.
Wait. Did Glowworms make the list?
No.
Glowworms did not make the list?
Hold on. Let me see here.
How about Pokemon? Pokemon? Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon. I lost my place here.
It would be helpful if we could see it too, just saying.
Pokemon would have been,
we're not doing
right, 97? 96?
Hold on 1 second. I lost. Where the hell did it go? Let me refresh.
I'm thinking of some other toys from the 80s because those are the ones I want to target. Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin has got to make that list. I will be very mad if Teddy Ruxpin is not on that list.
Yeah, and what about the Smurfs, man? I know the Smurfs got this.
Yeah, the Smurf plushies have made the list.
Or Etch-a-Sketch. Wasn't that 80s? Oh, sorry. Okay.
1 second.
Why you got us in a frenzy, man. You started clicking, naming things, call it bullshit.
Let me see. What other iconic 80 toys do we have? Skip it.
Mr. Potato Head in 52? No. Well, they're showing the wrong picture of Mr. Potato Head because that one did not exist. They're
showing a new Potato Head?
Yeah. And actually, wasn't there a Mr. Cucumber Head? No, I mean, I'm being serious. Isn't that how it started?
No, it was a Mr. Eggplant Head. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Cucumber.
Sadie, you might be right.
Wait, never mind. Let's see. Maybe it was a Mr. Tomato Head.
Hungry Hippos in 78. 78? Okay. 1980 Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube? What?
That seems like the wrong year, though.
I know.
No. What? Okay, let me put it up here now. This is ridiculous.
I want to see. Yeah, Light Bright. Here we go. Yeah, Light Bright's got to be on that list. You're right, Lothar. Absolutely, we got to have Light Bright on that list somewhere.
Look, there's Rubik's. No, Light Bright's not on here.
What?
It's not.
How did Slime make it on?
I know, right? Okay, 1980 was Rubik's. Smurfs was 81. There's BMX.
Cabbage Patch Kids, I get Cabbage Patch Kids. They deserve to be on there. Transformers, yeah. I mean, I was big into Transformers because that was back when they were like actual metal Transformers. Remember that? Like,
but how does He-Man or G.I. Joe not make it? I'm just saying.
When did He-Man come out? Wasn't that 84? Was Transformers? You had to choose between Transformers and He-Man?
Oh yeah, that's true. But G.I. Joe came out in 82.
What about the Viewmaster? When did that come out? Is that 70s?
That has to be 70s.
Game Boy. That Game Boy is definitely on
oh boy.
Oh, good golly.
Oh, God.
You skipped all the good ones and stopped at the. Oh, this is another terrible one. That's another terrible one. Now, there we go. I remember that. I actually have a whole binder full of Pokemon cards from the 90s.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes. Very big binder of them. Yeah, all first editions.
If Fizzy was here, she'd like this one. She loves the whole Pokemon thing.
Razor scooters.
Razor scooters.
Yeah, they were like $100 too, and now you can buy them for like $10 at Walmart.
Oh, wow. Huh.
The smallest piece of gravel too stops them in their tracks.
Stops them dead.
Brats. I'll tell you, this one here grinds my gears.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the day the iPod came out, or that's the year, right?
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
iPod.
Seems like iPod would have been in front of Bratz. I mean, come on.
2003. iPod. Wait.
Beyblade.
iPod.
I kind of remember Beyblades. They were fighting spinning things.
Yeah, I remember Beyblades. It still wasn't as popular as Pokemon in that year, though.
Yeah.
Who is this asshole? I don't remember him.
He's a kind Robo Sapien, man.
Okay, go ahead and read that then. Yeah, because I don't. Yeah,
you see what? Look, he says, "Read between the lines, man. Read between the lines."
Yeah, I definitely see that.
The big deal. What was a Robo Sapien, you ask? It was a remote control, 14-inch tall humanoid capable of performing 67 pre-programmed actions and movements, including, but by no means limited to, breakdancing, farting, and belching, of course.
All right. The only people who are buying this are people who like had a subscription to Sky Mall. That's where this toy must be coming from. I never heard of this toy in my entire.
No.
And I was big into toys at this point. Like, not toys, but this would have been totally up my alley.
There's a weird part, weirder than that, farting and belching.
Just not the weird.
Yep. Apparently, he also live streams with Keith Snad and Hebrew from Eternia.
YouTube? Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah, I guess was you. No, I thought YouTube didn't come out until 2007. I guess I'm misremembering something. Hold on here. When did YouTube come out?
I mean, maybe this was a resurgence of Robo Sapiens when YouTube came out.
I could have swore. Well, could have been. Yeah, it could have been 2005. But anywho, all right. So what was the word prior to resurgence? Oh, of human movement with the success of Dancing with the Star. Oh boy, Dancing with the Stars. Humanity faced a serenity period consisting entirely of Robo Sapiens shaking their mechanical groove thing on YouTube. Oh, okay. It wasn't when it came out. Okay.
You can collapse that bottom part where it says join Esquire, by the way, so we don't have to see that.
Where's that at?
Do you see an ad that says join Esquire Select?
Hold on a second. No.
You don't see an ad?
Oh yeah, there it is. Well, oh yeah, collapse.
Big ad. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
All right, we're back up to 2005.
We saw this.
We've done this one. Yeah, we did all those.
Oh, Bratz.
No, there's no way Bratz could have been the big. That's ridiculous.
Pokemon I get. Furby, yes. That was
huge. They were huge, yeah. Yeah.
You know what else didn't make the list that I thought was going to make the list, but apparently I could see why, we're going toys, not video games, but GoldenEye for Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Can't forget GoldenEye.
Yeah, you can't forget GoldenEye, especially after you told us your nightmare story about it.
Yes. Yeah. Nightmare story. I'll never forget that game. I'll never. I never even played it, but I'll never forget that game.
Well, I can see why you wouldn't want to play it. I'm just saying.
Why do they got to pick the creepiest Furby also on the list? Like,
Furby. Remember when Furby was banned from the government facilities?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for reminding us. Sajid comes in with the perfect Sagittarical advice.
Yeah. So I kind of remember these, but I didn't have any and I didn't care for them.
Yeah, everyone had these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Tamagotchis. I remember that. I can't believe it was so popular.
Yeah.
Oh, just go. Click.
Get him off of here.
Click. I think this is like the 5th Elmo on the one, and it's probably the only one we should have talked about, but it's terrible now.
Beanie Baby.
I think that is the one that kind of like it's what you could almost call the list because it's so popular, like the Tickle Me Elmo toy list or whatever.
Well, I remember there being controversy about where the tickle spot was.
Oh, possibly.
Wasn't that like a huge?
That's the first time I have heard of such controversy.
No. Controversy that kids, they were there was the press me button, and it was right there, right there.
It was right there. I see.
There, yeah. But anyway, let's move on to Beanie Babies.
All right, Beanie Babies.
Yeah, those were hugely popular.
Actually, they were really small. They weren't hardly very big at all, man. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean huge?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
They're still huge to 60-year-old women who have cats. A lot of cats.
Yeah.
That's true. They're still trending in those Facebook groups.
They really are.
Now I got to tell you something. This Mighty Morphin Power Rangers pissed me off
because they got 2 years.
Oh wow! They claimed it 2 years in a row.
Well, that's not why they pissed me off. When this when this show first came out, the thing that pissed me off about it was, I think I was in high school when this came out, and the thing that pissed me off about it was they totally fucking ripped off Voltron. And I remember thinking, it's these guys, they're in their suits, and they're forming some kind of mechanical giant thing, and they're fighting weird fucking demon things. What does that remind you of?
Berenstain Bears.
but with all due respect to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? We call them Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the Americanized version of it. Mm-hmm. But the history of this is that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a group in Japan where Voltron does come from. So. Right. And they are very notorious for ripping each other off over there. And if I recall, all the scenes of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in their costumes is actually shot from that other show. But when the actors, so they're totally different actors, right? They just had to bring it out into America. They had American teenagers cast for the unmasked parts, but once they get masked up, they're running the exact film from the Japanese version of it.
Ah, I see.
At least at first, that's what they did.
Wasn't there controversy over there? Like the black guy was in the black suit and the,
Yeah,
the Chinese, the Chinese girl was in. Yeah,
I mean,
well, it's one of those things where it sounds like a good idea at the time, but then once it actually happens, and you face, even back then, there was somewhat of a cancel culture. It would seem a little bit too stereotypical.
Well, I mean, come on, they put the Chinese girl in the yellow suit.
Yes. I mean, then they put the most what's the cheerleader chick girl is all in pink. I mean, it was incredibly you couldn't do that today.
No.
Couldn't get away with it at all.
No.
Not unless unless you were doing it in like a Tom McDonald video or something.
But you as a kid, as a kid, you didn't care about that. Oh, speaking of that, actually, did we talk about? Have I talked on this channel about Peter Pan? Did we talk about that already? I'll skip it. We already talked about it. I was watching Disney Plus the other day, and I went and played. I wanted to watch Peter Pan with the kids because I kind of told them the story one night when I was putting them in bed. And so the next day I was like, oh, let's go watch Peter Pan, the original cartoon from Disney. And it's a great cartoon. And when I started it, immediately a warning came up on the screen.
Yep. I heard about this.
And the warning.
I know what you're talking. I think I know where you're going with this. You're referring to the thing where the guy's hunting little boys?
No, it's about the insensitivity of what they did with the Indians in Peter Pan.
Oh, okay.
But there's
also a scene. There's also a scene where he meets the guy that's. It might be a different Disney movie. Never mind. It might be Pinocchio is the one I'm thinking of.
No, well, yeah, that Pinocchio probably has a warning on it too. There's boys smoking cigars and shit like that. But I mean,
but that warning wasn't there when it came out years ago. It's a new recent development, isn't it?
Yeah, for Peter Pan, it is talking about how it was wrong then, it's wrong now, and we instead of cutting them out, we decided to put this warning in. Like it was a good, it's a good minute and a half read of the speech they put out there, and it's like, I mean, come on.
You know what? You know what though? Versus them removing it and it never existed. Versus them putting out the warning, I'll take the warning any day.
I agree. I'll take the warning. I still think it's unnecessary, but I'll take the warning.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't get into the habit of trying to rewrite history. We really can't, and
I mean, you might as well start burning piles of books while you're at it,
Right. I mean, and it's happening. That is happening, which is why, what was there? There was a statue that was protested in Washington, D.C., and it was a statue of Abraham Lincoln when he freed the slaves. Right. And it was a statue erected in memory of that. And it was a small little statue, and there was a big protest to bring it down because it was insensitive. It had Abraham Lincoln standing up, and he had kind of his hand over the head of a slave who was kneeling down in front of Abraham Lincoln. So initially you're like, oh, the slaves, this is Abraham Lincoln's, being over the slaves and stuff, when in reality, what it was the slaves, what was it? It was his chains were cut, and he was in the process of standing up, and his head was up and forward, so he wasn't even looking down. And I think he had like a pen in one hand. And the best part about it is that statue was erected
by emancipated slaves who put their money to erect that statue. It was 100% funded by emancipated slaves, and they wanted to tear that down.
Yeah, because they didn't know, they had no clue what the real history was. So the statue.
There's a plaque on the statue that says it.
Oh, yeah, but you would actually have to take time to read it.
They wouldn't read it. Yeah.
But where else can you talk about the iconic moment where the slave was freed and have Barney on the screen at the same time?
I know, right? Like anyone who followed Barney back in 1992, they were slaves to the was this Disney Channel? Play School. What was Barney on? ABC? NBC? I forget what Barney was on.
PBS.
PBS.
Yeah.
There you go. This was my brothers and sisters.
I don't think, I'm pretty sure in my recollection, Abraham Lincoln didn't sing to the slave, I love you, you love me, you are free from slavery.
You never know. We weren't there. We were not in the room when it happened.
Oh, the hell of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Pogs.
Pogs. I do remember Pogs, and I never did it. That was not me. I was 11 when Pogs, so I was prime age for the world of Pogs, and nope, didn't do them.
I think, and let's see, 91, I think I might have been in the 8th grade. And I remember there was a bunch of us, like a bunch of them. My friends had the Pogs, like they had the Star Wars Pogs, and they had the what was the other one? There was another one that was real popular back then, but yeah, I never got into it. Whoop! I remember this game. I used to play the shit out of this game, and you know, here's the thing. Everyone says that this is one of the shittiest games of all time. And, you know, I've watched that, you know, video game nerd video. I don't know how many times. And although they may be right, you know, I got to say this. I got a lot of enjoyment out of this game. This game came out right about the time I was probably in the 7th grade. And, I don't know. There was something about it. Plus, there wasn't really anything else to compare it with, you know.
Here's what happened, right? Here's the terrible thing that happened with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Here's the deal, man.
Here's the deal, all right? At the time, arcades were still kind of a thing, right? And in the arcade, you had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game in the arcade where you like fought everybody, and it was this awesome, grand, masterful piece of work. And then this game comes out and you're like, oh no, you need to get this game. And it's it's not even comparable. Not to mention, this is another, I own this game. I played this game a lot. I did enjoy the controls on this game. I could not get past level 2.
Yeah.
I could not. There was one part of it where I just got lost. I couldn't even figure out how to go to the next area. You know, so I got stuck. And to this day, 40 years old, I still have not gotten past that one part in the game.
That's such a metaphor for so many things in life, but I digress.
You know what, though? They kind of made up for it when they came out with the second one. The second one was more of an arcade style Ninja Turtles where you could fight. You know, it was a fighting game.
Yeah, that's what I do remember about it, is that it had high level controller action. Like I remember, that's the one thing I remember about it is like you couldn't play the game quietly because you had to wrestle the controller like in a way that you couldn't silently play it. You know,
one of my favorite ones was Turtles in Time. That was one of my favorite turtle games.
Yeah, the later turtle games became awesome, which they didn't make the list. But this one did. And by the way, I was talking about how games never made the list, but it looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat out GoldenEye.
Yeah.
How? There's no way. There's no way.
You got to keep in mind that their merchandising was brilliant. They also had a cinematic movie. They had all the toys and posters.
I'm just gonna say nothing good was going on in 1990 except for this.
Yeah.
I still have one of these. I still have my original Game Boy.
I mean, this is the greatest game system ever to be released. It really is. To this day, I mean, it was
considering what it can do. Yeah.
You couldn't really play it in dark though, unless you had that light.
Right. But nobody, the light. But nobody even was able to compete against the Game Boy until way later on, late 90s. Not even. Mm-hmm. The Game Boy was completely. No one was able to compete with them at all. Everyone who tried failed.
Yeah.
I mean, and they were better systems. Like you had do you remember the Sega Nomad?
Yeah.
Awesome. It played actual Sega Genesis games.
Yeah.
And it was handheld, but dang thing used up like what was it, 8 AA's for 2 hours of gameplay.
I'll tell you one thing that was cool about this, and I have it, is when the Super Nintendo came out later. They came out with an adapter that you could play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo.
Sorry, Eddie. Yes, the Super NES was a phenomenal game system, but I'm talking more of marketing-wise, game sales. The Game Boy, nobody was able to match the Game Boy for the longest time. In fact, since 1989. The Game Boy was the best-selling video game system up until I think 2006. It was the #1 video game system.
I know that no matter, even to this day, if you walk into any place that sells games, there's a bin of Game Boy games, and they're just like out there, and they're like $5 or something a piece, nothing major. But it's like they're still in rotation now. People are still picking up new ones and selling old ones. And there's like a Game Boy. It's like almost like a diehard purist people that just have never set it down.
Yeah.
Here's these guys. Now these guys are still in circulation.
Mm-hmm. They'll do a resurgence. Every few years they come out with a resurgence of them.
He said they'll be back. You'll see, they'll be back.
Yeah, they will. This was big. There was I bet you this is when the movie came out. Remember that? Do you remember the Care Bears movie?
There was a couple of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a couple of them, but I'm talking about the one where they have was it Michael and Jane or something like that, where you have the two kids that were orphans, and the Care Bears go down, and then you had that evil kid, the evil magician kid that was trying to like cast spells and stuff. That was a phenomenally huge movie, and I bet you this is the year that that it came out, which is because I think Care Bears was out for a couple of years prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie was amazing.
Now the who came out first, Care Bears or the Gummy Bears?
I think Care Bears.
Yeah, I think Care Bears.
Okay. So Gummy Bears was the kind of like it ripoff.
Well,
Gummy Bears kind of weren't they like? I mean, they were more ripoffs of the Smurfs, if I recall.
Yeah, I guess you would kind of say that, wouldn't you? Yeah, because it's just the only thing they have in common with these bears is the fact that they're bears. You're right. Okay. So, yeah, I guess it is more Smurf-like. I like the Gummy Bears, though. I remember thinking they were pretty cool. Yeah. They had good music to go with their episodes.
They did. I was about to talk about their iconic music. You're absolutely right. They did have good music. I mean, I hate to say that He-Man should beat this, but the Transformers was a huge, massive thing at the time as well.
Yeah.
You know,
if I mean, if you gotta concede to somebody, it might as well be Optimus Prime, I guess.
I remember everybody and their brother wanted this toy, man. I remember that was the big thing. Like a friend of mine was talking about, like he wanted this toy so bad, man, and it was so expensive.
Yeah. You remember the Transformers that came out that you didn't know whether or not they were good guys or bad guys until you put your finger on their little symbol to make it like appear. You know, it was like a mood ring sensitive symbol that you had to warm up to learn whether or not they were a good guy or a bad guy.
You know what? No, now that I'm sitting here looking at the idea and the concept and the I'm thinking about it, you know, like He-Man versus the Transformers. This was like the telltale sign, you could say, that the interest in fantasy lore and wizardry was second rate compared to new found interest in AI, robotic, cutting edge technology. That the interest has been lost in the old fantasy and lore, but is definitely resurging or trending towards this instead. You know, the AI robotic stuff, which would make sense because that's what's right on the cusp of reality, right? Did I lose you guys?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I started looking. I wanted to know when He-Man came out. Honestly, that's what I jumped to. I was like,
it came out in '82, if I'm not mistaken.
They don't want to.
Okay.
They don't want to tell me because they talk about the television show which came out in '83, but the television show came after the toys.
Yeah,
but when I go to the toys,
He-Man was '82, definitely. I think
it says the first toys was 1990. That's not right.
No, that's no way.
But you know what? It always comes back around. They just keep doing it in cycles. Because then years later, you had the whole Harry Potter, phenomenon and Game of Thrones that kind of takes you back to the medieval and archaic again. But yeah, when did you guys find the release date for He-Man?
Pretty sure it was '82.
Oh, okay.
All right, the Catalyst began in 1976. Just give me it. Oh my goodness, they want to tell me everything about this.
Please.
81 and 82. Mm-hmm. Yeah, original action figures and mini comics.
That makes sense.
The second wave of action figures and mini comics in '83. Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, I mean, do you want to look at some more? How you want to do this, sir?
We've already kind of seen these. Cabbage Patch Kids in '83. We know how big.
Let's see how far back we can get before we find one of interest.
I remember my cousin had all these Cabbage Patch Kids. She was
man. Even to this day, they're worth money if you have some in good condition.
BMX.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Bikes made the list.
Well, it had the pegs on it though, and you could pedal backwards and ride the handlebars and do tricks and stuff. In other words, put on a helmet and knee pads and hope your kid don't break his neck.
Yeah, we didn't have all that.
Oh, that's also okay. Thriller came out. It mentions down at the bottom. Oh, there's the Smurfs.
Yeah, I know those are popular, but I know that the little figurines were more popular than the plush dolls, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember adults collecting these things.
Yeah, my brother had all the figurines, all of them. There was like around 100 or so of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is another cartoon franchise that'll never die.
This. I don't know. Really?
Really?
Rubik's Cube. That's
All right.
not really a toy, in my opinion. I mean, it is.
Well, it is a toy. It's a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
It was a popular gift. I remember everybody. That was the one. It was really hard to find them going into Christmas season that year. Like they were in. The demand was higher than the supply, and there was a lot of them.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Seems like every doctor's office you went into had one on their table. I mean,
well, in the years to follow, they didn't die off right away. They finally had enough made to meet the demand. But I'm telling you, man, 1980, I was 10 years old, and it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, it was also a big deal in the 1980s.
What's that?
The birth of Keith's dad.
That is a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Hungry Hippo. See, this is weird for me. I thought this came out in the 80s. I really did.
Me too.
I didn't think it was 78. Really? That's a year after I was born.
I owned this as a kid. This was huge for me as a kid.
I never owned this. My sisters did.
Wait, they're named?
Huh?
What?
Homer?
What?
I don't remember names.
I don't remember names.
What? Oh boy. You know what we would call this, Keith?
I just thought they were the colors, like red, yellow, pink, green.
Yeah, I want the green one. I never said I want Homer.
Yeah. Or Harry or
yeah, what were their names? Say their names.
Yeah. Lizzie. Lizzie. I guess that was the pink one. Henry, purple. Homer, Harry. What?
So all the guys have H hippo names, except for the girl.
This is weird. This is like a Mandela effect.
A Mandela effect.
Yeah, a Mandela effect.
Could be.
Let's ask the chat if they remember the hippos having names. I don't.
Yeah, let's find out.
This is weird.
Yeah, I think we might have stumbled across something.
Hey, there's Mystery Fried.
Like they're saying it like everyone knows them. Like, oh, Lizzie Hippo, Henry Hippo, Homer Hippo. You guys know this, right? Nope.
Huh. Well, I guess it's just us. I don't remember giving them having names. That's news to me.
There's nothing in chat. Let me go to YouTube and see.
Yeah, Hungry Hippos all had names. Mystery Fried says, I don't remember any hippo names.
Hungry Humby. Yeah. Well, Lothar remembers names. CJ Wood doesn't remember names.
I don't remember any names for these guys.
No, that's weird. Let's see what the weird part is. The weird part is they all had freaking names.
Like if you, go to a random person on the street and be like, hey, do you remember Henry Hippo? And they'll be like, oh yeah, it was the orange one. What? No. I
would shit my pants if someone actually.
Right.
Oh yeah. Homer was the green one. Yeah.
I bet you before we saw this picture, if I told you to name off the colors of the Hungry Hippos, I bet you 99% of you would say there was a blue one.
Yeah.
I thought there was a blue one.
I thought there was a blue one. This is crazy.
Yeah, the pink one looks weird to me too, but I can see how that would be the case, that there could be a pink one.
Well, yeah, I seem to remember orange, blue, green, and red. But I mean,
I want to say there would be a red one, but now that I think about it, I do remember they were kind of duller colors like this. So red is a very powerful color, and the board is also red. So I can see why why I don't think there would have been a red, but blue. Why wouldn't there be a blue? I mean, this is your prime time of girl boy games, where girls were pink and boys were blue, and to have a game like this where you have the pink but no blue, it seems to be a very poor choice in video game design.
Yeah, I would think so.
Or not video game design. No.
Yeah, I know.
Game design.
Your brain went straight to video game.
Every time I say game.
But they could have compensated by making the base blue. They didn't even do that.
Yeah, you know what? I think the newer one now the base is blue. I'm thinking because my kid has Hungry Hippos. I'll have to look at it later, but I don't want to wake anybody up. But anyway, let's do this. Let's go. What slime? See, I remember in the 80s, slime was huge.
I mean, in the 80s, because you had what was it? Was it Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Guts? Not Guts. What was the Double Dare? We had Double Dare. Was it Mark Summers?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? Double Dare?
Double Dare, yeah.
I mean, that was the big slime. That's where slime got super popular.
But here's the thing.
We had Slimer in the Ghostbusters, right?
I was getting ready to say, okay, there was slime that came with the Ghostbusters playset. There was slime that came with Masters of the Universe, the Slime Pit. There was slime that came with Ninja Turtles, but that was later. But there was slime that came with Creepy Crawlies, I think it was, that came with a jar of slime. There was a couple of other things, but yeah, Double Dare, you're right. It definitely made it hugely popular.
Speaking of which, nowadays, I don't know if you've done it, but if you go get slime now in the toy store, if you go to Walmart in the toy section and you pick this up, believe it or not, I don't remember it being the same slime.
Yeah.
Slime, it didn't slime. I mean, it literally was slime. It went right through your fingers.
Yeah, it felt like gooey, like snot, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it was snot, and it was. I mean, if you got it on the floor, I mean, it was hard to pick it up. But the slime you buy now has got more. I don't know if they
consistency
put more
to it, like a gel.
Yeah, it's more like they've made it more like silly putty.
Yeah. It sticks together better. It's harder to break apart. It don't just slide through your fingers.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid and I got the Masters Universe Slime Pit. My grandma would not let me play with that slime. She took the jar of slime and put it up in the closet where I couldn't get to it.
Oh yeah. If you got slime in your hair, you had to go take a shower. I mean,
it's
what you
bought. It's what you bought your brother's kids or your cousin's kids or the neighbors. Your kid took it to the birthday party because no self-thinking parent bought it for their own kid.
No, they didn't. No, for your own kids. This was a punishment gift for your frenemy at work.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
It used again. It's not what? How?
Pet Rock. Yeah. Yep. They went there.
No, I mean, hold on. All right. So this is before my time. So I may need some understanding here. Okay. So I get the Pet Rock era, but I swear to God, I thought it was people actually picked up rocks and put googly eyes on them and stuff. I didn't know this was an actual product.
Yes, it's marketing genius, man.
Oh,
I'm going.
God.
I could go out to my driveway and I could have 100 sold this afternoon.
Yeah, it was just a rock that came in this box with instructions on how to take care of your rock.
Yeah. Let's read this one. I want to hear what they got to say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
During the 70s, ad man Gary Dahl, I knew it had to be a genius ad man, first of all, okay? Ad man Gary Dahl had two revelations. People want pets that don't need to be fed, cleaned, or tended to. And two, people are stupid. The pet rock was born. Though its popularity was short-lived, it lasted long enough to make Dale a millionaire. If I'm pronouncing his name right, D-A-H-L.
Doll.
Well, yeah, it is kind of dull, but he made millions off of it.
No, don't you remember this? The line in Office Space. Did you guys ever see that movie, Office Space?
Oh yeah.
That one fat guy with the
My
the one that got fired.
Milton.
Huh?
Was it Milton?
No, it was the other guy. There was a guy that, because they asked him, "What do you do exactly?" And he couldn't tell them. Like he was, I'm the guy. I'm the whatever he said. I forget what it was, but he couldn't exactly explain to them exactly what it was he did. So they let him go, and then he uttered the line. He's like, he invented something. He was on the verge of inventing something. He's like, you know, that guy that invented the pet rock, that guy's a millionaire. So if he could do it, anybody can do it, you know.
Yeah, look at the how the box has the little air hole so that it can breathe.
Yeah.
It says the box containing one genuine pedigreed pet rock, and then it's the stencil lettering like you would see like the old time military shipments, you know.
Yeah.
It's really quite clever. Got to give it to the guy. I mean, that's the American dream right there, right?
I mean, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to read the weird part?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The weird part. Think paying for rock is absurd? At least the packaging included a cardboard pet carrier and 32-page training manual. 32 pages. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
What exactly was on those pages?
Right? I mean, did you teach it to sit, stay? I mean, play dead?
So customers got their $4 worth. Wow.
All right, $4.
$4.
In case you want to buy it today, here's a link to eBay.
Let's see how much a pet rock costs on eBay right now. Can you look that up, Keystan?
Oh, can you just click the link? What does this go to find pet rocks with walking? I don't think there's any for sale.
Hold on.
Wait, is it? I mean, yeah, currently sold out. Oh, it's only $13.50.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still tripled in value.
Ended last year.
If I'm not mistaken, they actually still sell these in some stores.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a little bit more if you actually got the container and the 32-page manual.
Oh, good God.
I guess any old rock would do.
I mean, it's probably just all full of warnings. You know, do not throw at windows. Do not throw at people. Do not try to take your pet rock on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, beating your dead rock could result in a broken hand. I mean, that's probably what it's all about.
32 pages. Whew. All right. Here you go.
All right. Wait. Go back to the previous one.
Well, that was Pet Rock.
Yeah, which was 1975. I think we skipped a few years.
Did you see? Oh, that's I know. But, I don't know.
Skipped a few years.
Apparently, nothing came.
Yeah, maybe there just wasn't anything worth mentioning in those other years.
There was nothing cool that came out in the 60s.
Yep. We're just gonna forget about the
60s. It was probably all weed shirts and hacky sacks anyway. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, nobody remembers what happens.
There you go.
All right, I love the weird part here because I got something to say about that.
Okay.
I'll read this big deal. Good ideas are one thing, but it helps if you're married to the co-founder of Mattel. Inspired by a doll she saw on a trip to Germany, Ruth Handler created Barbara Millicent Roberts. And with the help of ads aimed at kids instead of their parents, billions of dollars followed. All right, here's the weird part. Researchers have calculated that if Barbie were an actual woman standing 5'6", her figure would be an implausible 39, 21, 33. Mattel's been trying to get rid of ridiculous expectations for girls with its more recent dolls. Here's what I got to say about that. Okay. He-Man. I mean, why is no one talking about that doll?
Yeah, he's got the You
want to talk about ridiculous implausibleness? Let's talk about every single male action figure that has come out. You know, He-Man is the guy's massive. Or how about what is it? Stretch Armstrong. I mean, come on. The proportions on him were incredibly implausible. I mean, where's that conversation?
You raise a good point. And the messed up thing is I've seen what they're doing now. Like they're breaking out fat Barbies and pregnant Barbies and Barbies and
we talked about Elsa and how the doll doesn't look like Elsa, and that's the reason why the doll doesn't look like Elsa is because Elsa has these same implausible characteristics that they don't want to put out into a doll, which I think is ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing that gets me about the Barbie. What is it about Barbie? Like, what is that? There's something about it. Like, even if a little girl has never even seen one Barbie show on TV, one Barbie cartoon, one Barbie commercial, and you bring her home a box in the way that it's packaged and the way that the Barbie looks, no matter what Barbie you bring, that little girl's eyes light up and she's so excited to have a Barbie. And I mean, there are probably exceptions here and there, don't get me wrong, but it's still
it's just like when I was a kid, when I got my first He-Man and Skeletor, I had never seen the cartoon. The cartoon, I hadn't seen it yet. It probably hadn't come out yet. I don't know. But when I saw those and I got those, I was very glad to have them, very excited to see them. It was just something about the packaging and the way their weapons, like they had swords and shields and a battle axe. I would compare it almost to that or to even like G.I. Joe. If you've never seen not even one cartoon of G.I. Joe, you see the action figure, you're just like, wouldn't you be excited if you saw something like that when you were that young and impressionable?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I just put up this picture here, right? Talking about unrealistic things. And I mean, how?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's just.
Actually, I mean, if you look at some wrestlers who are sort of like There's wrestlers that actually do look like that, though.
Well, there are supermodels that come pretty close to Barbie, but that's the whole point of having to change Barbie, is to meet the unrealistic expectations.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh crap! What did I do?
Did you throw Saji under the bus?
I removed your whatchamadoodle. Oh,
you removed what?
Oh, that's fine. I got rid of it too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, for a minute. That's all.
So yeah, I know I kind of got cut off midstream there, but I'm sure you guys handled it without me. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I just all of a sudden it just took me out, exited me out, and then I had to come back in.
Huh. That's weird, but no, I see your point, Mr. Keefe's dad. I'll tell you what, man. You're right. There's some ridiculous portion sizes on a lot of those figures. It goes both ways. It really does.
A toy is a toy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit almost like, hey, Care Bears. Care Bears, they're not proportional to real bears. So
right.
We need to change that. And pound puppies, no. Those pound puppies, I mean, if a puppy was shaped like that, how could he walk? His belly's dragging on the floor. Like
I actually went to the pound and looked at the puppies, and they didn't look anything like that. I'm just saying.
Honestly, I think it's just a conversation for people to have something to complain about. That's it. People need something to complain about.
It just they have to be so PC about everything, just like you said about the Peter Pan movie. And I knew where you were going with that. I was like, it's the Indians, isn't it? It's the Indians. I know it. He's gonna
It wasn't that bad.
No.
The Indian part, I mean, they're incredibly respectful to the Indians. They really are. They're friends. The Indians are good guys.
Yeah.
And here is the thing, is like, how some of the Bugs Bunny cartoons or the old, like the really old Looney Tune cartoons, how they used to draw native African people and stuff like that. Well, they got those ideas from somewhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure the artist sat down and looked through National Geographics or something and said, okay, this is kind of how they look. And I'm sure that's the way they looked back then.
And it also they exaggerated the features.
Well, a little.
But they did it in a way that they thought was like everybody would enjoy it. They weren't thinking of it being like, it was low-key racist, but at the same time, it was socially acceptable at the time.
Yeah.
They didn't do it for purposes of saying, you're a bad person or you're ugly or anything like that. That wasn't the purpose of it. It was just what the common belief is, and it goes back to we see things differently today, than we did back then. And it's not that something, yes, there are times where things were wrong and sometimes things were right. But in this case, when it comes to what you're talking about with the cartoon, it wasn't like that. It was, and to give an example, I believe there was, and you guys might be able to, heard about this, is that there was a culture that did not have the color blue. The color blue was part of the color green.
Oh, wow.
So if you were to have a color scale and you had blue on there and you asked them which color was different, they couldn't actually see a difference in the colors. When you showed it to us, we could pick out the color blue, but they had a hard time doing that because they didn't have a word for blue. And so they didn't really see blue. So the sky was green, the grass was green. It was almost the same to them. And that's just what it is. Sometimes you don't know something is bad until you're told something is bad. And then now we see it.
And you know what kind of grinds my gears a little bit is when they banned cartoons that have Hitler in them, because I'm going to tell you why. They didn't put cartoons with Hitler in them because they loved Hitler. They put cartoons of Hitler in there because they were making fun of him. That was the whole point, because they had just went through World War II at that time.
Well, there was lots of propaganda films made that,
right.
And back then they weren't kind. They did play on the stereotypical racial things, not just with Germans, but also with the Asian people as well, and Hitler's. Yeah, but today,
Here's the thing, though. But I'm saying, like, people say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got Hitler in your cartoon," or "Oh my God."
They're doing it for the wrong reasons. Exactly.
They did it making fun of him. That would be no different than us, how we make fun of Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's exactly.
We're not lifting him up, saying, "Oh, this guy's so great. He's awesome. Isn't he awesome?" No, that's not the way they're doing that. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the context of it, matters when it shouldn't matter in certain areas. And what I mean is for instance, let's say you made a cartoon and there was an Asian person on it and they had some ridiculous accent, right? Ridiculous Asian accent, and that would have been called insensitive. But if you get an Asian person on a stand-up comedian show and he wants to talk about his mother who has a crazy accent, and he goes and plays the crazy accent of his mother talking to him, well, you know what? That's perfectly fine. It's okay to make fun of your own race, apparently, but if you don't know who owns the words, then you just assume it's wrong.
That's very well put, and it's a shame too, because it's still funny. If it's funny, it's funny. It's funny if it's funny, and it shouldn't matter who. Now, I get that you got to use some cultural sensitivity, but you should still be able to tell the same joke.
Right. Here's the thing, too, also, is like a white person makes a joke about a black person that's, "Oh, God, it's terrible. They shouldn't do that." But here's the thing. Do you guys remember, like, in the 90s, like, they had, like, Martin Lawrence, who's the fat one? I can't think of his name, but they had, like, D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey even. And their whole shtick, like, all of their jokes, about 95% of their jokes was making fun of white people. That's all it was just them making fun of white people.
Well, that's totally acceptable today. I mean,
right. That's what I'm saying, though.
Absolutely acceptable.
Yeah.
It is funny. It's a double standard. You're right, but at the same time, it's because that's what we all agree is what is acceptable. I don't know why.
I don't agree with that.
No. I mean, we don't agree, but the general populace agrees, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The thing is if it fits, let it fit. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I agree. There's way too much. I mean, it's gotten to a level where there's so many things you miss out on. There's so many jokes and comedic value that like we mentioned earlier, you could never make today. Like, imagine trying to make like some of those old Mel Brooks films today. It couldn't do it. Never could happen.
But what I'm getting at now is now it's so deep. It's so going the other way. It's not just not saying them. It's now they say the opposite. Like when you talked about black people making fun of the white people, right? Like in Star Trek Discovery, if you had a straight white male on the show of Star Trek Discovery, he was going to be incredibly racist, or he was going to be a bad guy, or both, or he was going to die. That's if you watch that show, and that annoys me. Not that it doesn't necessarily fit. It's just that it's so obvious that that's what they're doing, and it makes it so. Oh, we got a new white guy in the show. Well, he's he's either got to be gay or he's going to be a bad guy, right? Like that's the way that's the way that show plays, and I hate that it plays that way. You're right. It does do that. I lost. Oh man, he cut out.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said gay one too many times.
That's what was that? Oh, there he is. Thank God.
Right.
Get your butt in here and let's wrap things up, brother.
I got so mad that I hit my desk and my cord fell out again.
Oh no.
Well, you know what? Keith said that was a damn good
yeah, that was a damn good show.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do that, by the way, Hebrew.
Oh, I won't. It's almost over. Trust me.
All right.
I don't think we have to do a final shout out because we already did a shout out. I just want to say, Mystery Fried, thanks for being with us. And Keith's dad, by the way, you weren't finished with your point though. I want you to finish your point.
I think I was. I just hate when you watch a TV show. Like, I don't mind being PC, but if you watch a TV show, right, and it becomes obvious that you can foresee based off of the politics they're trying to push, I don't like it.
It's pretty bad when like, it's bad enough that on the late night talk shows you're going to have to hear political monologue for all the jokes. But come on, let me at least watch a sitcom and not try to put political PC pushing the narrative content in it. Just let me watch it and not have to think about that crap for a little while.
Yeah, I didn't like it when they did it the other way either. When you had your token black guy in a show or a horror movie, and he was like the first one to die. That wasn't cool either. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like it then either because you know what's going to happen to him.
But it's one thing for it to just be the industry standard of a template that they use for horror movies, and it's another thing for it to be a constantly whatever the current thing they're trying to push today is like the flavor of the week, so to speak, where it's constantly evolving and changing based on what's the hot social topic. Because it does seem like they try to influence the way you perceive things based on the way they present the information. That's all.
Yeah, this PC stuff won't age well. I mean, we'll 100 years from now, they'll talk about it how it was like, well, we tried to solve racism and all we did was flip it upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, if I want to watch a TV show, I want to watch a TV show for entertainment value, to escape an hour or so, and just escape into a good story. If they tell a good story, I don't give a shit what color the actor is or what their sexual preference is. I just don't give a shit. I just want to see some good acting and a good TV show telling a good story. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I like about Hamilton is, I was all put off on it because it had this huge, like, liberal, PC activist connotation to it. And then I actually watched it and I'm like, you know what? It's pretty good. I mean, I enjoy it. I listen to it probably like once a day now. And it's pretty genius. And I appreciate it for what it is. Maybe they do things, but I don't really care about their politics. I care about their art.
Very cool, man. Very cool. I'm going to have to go. I've never watched it in its entirety. I've just watched clips of it here and there because when it first dropped or I guess released or whatever, one of the channels I subscribed to would send me like this song from the musical, this 3-minute section, this 2-minute section, but I never sat and just watched it.
It was hard the first time. I didn't even appreciate it until I watched it the second time. Because the first time I was just like, oh, it's all rap. Oh, I'm going to have to bleed through this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. And Keith's dad, I'll tell you what, man, I like having these conversations. I like talking about movies, TVs, comic books, video games, especially video games, man. We had a really good conversation, I know the first time you were on here, we had a really good conversation backstage about video games.
Yeah.
So definitely, whenever you can, keep popping on here, man. We may have you whenever you can. I know you always can't. So I do appreciate you being on. It's cool.
I try to at least pop into chat and say hi, give a like. That's a rule of mine. I try to do with everyone I'm subscribed to. I do tend to listen. You are one of my favorites. I'll be honest with you, bro. You guys, your Shifty Sundays, Taco Tuesdays, and what am I missing?
No, that's about it. I mean,
Throwback Thursdays every once in a while.
Every once in a while, yeah. That's we have impromptu stuff we do. I mean, that's about it, though.
Yeah, I thought they're some of the only YouTube podcasts that I'll actually just sit and listen to. I enjoy them, even when I'm not on.
Well, I don't know, man.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if Mystique was here, she would agree with you.
Yeah, that's the thing we do. It's
Mystique, the blue character from X-Men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And Hebreo's got a line he's supposed to say after that, but he seems to have forgotten it.
No, I got squirreled. I'm pretty sure that if Mystique was here, she would agree with you as well.
You mean wasn't here is what you were supposed to say.
Well, she's not here. So
yeah, that's true.
If she was here, she would agree with you.
Oh, yeah, but I thought I already said that.
No, you said
you messed it up.
You said wait, I guess you didn't you? I don't know.
That's okay. We'll try again next time.
Oh man, but I had fun with you guys. I really did, man.
Yeah, it was great having you come on tonight. I thought with the stuff we had, lined up to talk about, you would definitely be a great addition to the conversation. So it totally worked out. I think we had a great show, guys.
Well, thank you.
I do want to thank everybody who showed up in chat, all the people who are lurking and watching later. I don't know. I had a really good time. I hope you guys did as well. Thanks again, Keystad and Hebrew, for having me on with you, sir. You got any final thoughts there, Keystad?
You're muted up. You're muted up, man.
I must have put him on the spot when he dipped out.
See what you did?
Yeah, no, I'm good at that.
Yeah, you are, yes. You put me
I'll sneak up behind you, tap you on the shoulder, and say, "Here, take the baton."
There he is. Hey man, so what are your final thoughts, dude, if any?
All right. Well, in this great big world of ours, it's I don't know. I don't really have very big thoughts these days. Christmas is coming. If I don't see you guys in chat, or if I don't see you, Hebrew or Saji, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I might see you before then, but just in case.
We are doing a big Christmas show on Shifty Sunday.
Ooh.
Yep.
Was that the Sunday before Christmas?
Yeah, well, this coming
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll try and make it.
I hope you can, man. If not, hey, you know what? Merry Christmas back at you.
Thank you.
Yep, ditto. Merry Christmas. So this Shifty Sunday will be the last show before. What day is Christmas?
Christmas is
a Friday. It's Friday.
Oh, the following Friday. So then Taco Tuesday next week will be before Christmas as well. Cool. All right.
All right, guys. Is that all your final thoughts?
Yep, that's all my final thoughts. How about you?
I'm good.
All right, my final thoughts is this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and everyone in between, we'd like to thank you for kindly dropping in for our Taco Tuesday tonight. We'd like to thank our special guest, Keith's dad. And I'd like to thank my broadcast partner, Sagittarically Speaking. So, for Sagittarically Speaking and Keith's dad, this has been Hebro77 saying good night, everybody, and enjoy your tacos. I'm out of here, and so are we, I guess. Oh, shut up, Hebro. Okay.
Taco Tuesday.
Whoops, wrong song. That's the end of the show. We hope to see you all again next time for Taco Tuesday. Man, yeah, Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I said taco. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah.